stretch out like a cat.
No, to show your armpit to the world. Hello, welcome everyone, ladies, gentlemen, ethos of the internet, and people of the future. Damn it, Phil.
First podcast ever. We get to see Phil's armpit. Yeah.
Yep, the first installment of the Untitled podcast, CasterSquared. Yeah, CasterSquared. Phil came up with that name. I'm not sure I'm too sold on it, but it's in stone now. Doesn't matter to me. My opinion, it doesn't amount to shit. That's why we've got three other people here to shit on me. So I am your host, Noshami of Impulse Squared. Super proud to be doing this. Finally, I've been wanting to do this for a while, as well as a couple of the people here. Real quick, go ahead and check the socials down below. Make sure to visit our YouTube channel, where most importantly, you will find in the video description of any video we watch. Go ahead and watch the videos too, by the way. They are like really awesome. That's where we host our best content. Quit pointing at your crotches.
Hey, I'm pointing at the description, you dirty-minded motherfucker.
So visit the video description, see links to 9 different charity programs, all vetted by charitywatch.org and scoring 90 or above. Damn it, Phil. And these charity programs scoring so high on charitywatch.org means that whatever contributions you make, you'll actually be helping people who need the help that these charitable organizations offer. We got 3 favorites on this channel: the Wounded Warriors Project, the Trevor Project, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So big shout out to all the work that they do. Joining me today, and joining me for all installments in the future, I have with me, I'm pointing the wrong direction, with me, Phil Millennial, aka Kusumur Kasano of the Seraph Falcons.
Hi.
Yep, he's an absolute legend, of former and possibly also future talk show host for, I don't know, some whatever smart company wants to go ahead and buy his voice.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, he has a fantastic voice. He's been my best friend for.
Pay me enough. Sure, I'll look for fucks.
You're in the fucking podcast. Go. God damn it.
The owner of Impulse Squared.
So that happened.
Welcome to the first episode, folks.
Very professional. Very professional. I'm sorry.
Good content.
That's my fault.
Today, we'll be talking, of course, about some of the bare bones stuff with the things that we are doing with our time these days. And not limited to, but including content creation, what all goes into that, the work involved, and everything that goes into content creation and being a content creator. We also talk in gaming, of course. We all play video games. I mean, like, come on, we're relatively young people.
Look at it. Look at Phil's poster, for Christ's sakes.
Age has anything to do with it.
Yeah, a whole bunch of nerd culture and all that good stuff. We're going to be talking big companies of gaming, companies such as EA, ANET, Nintendo, Tencent, Microsoft, Epic Games, etc. There's even more to the list. We'll be talking all of them. And we'll also be talking gaming gear, PC parts, all that good stuff. Yes, relatively young. And we'll also be talking about the future.
No way, the future. I don't know why I was so hyped about that.
There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. We'll be talking about the future of content creation and gaming and all that good stuff. So, joining Phil and I today, down below, go ahead and introduce yourself first, Mr. Frosty. Oh, well, I introduced you for you.
Yeah, I am the one and only Big Frosty. I am also known as Bored to Entertain. I stream on Twitch and I also do YouTube. If you want to go check all that shit out, you can do Bored to Entertain, BORED. Don't spell it like a skateboard. Okay, I know people make that mistake all the time, but yeah. Go check out all the socials and all that. Y'all be able to find it. Bored to Entertain on YouTube. Go check it out.
Absolutely awesome. And joining us with our second guest today, down to my bottom right, who are you?
I'm Gypsy. I am gamer, geek, and cat extraordinaire, and I don't have nearly as
an immediate drop. Point of lag. No, that is Gypsy, and I'm super glad to have her here. She has been our QA cat from day one, so big shout out to Gypsy. Fantastic. Always happy to have you.
Oh.
Right. And joining us.
Oh my God.
Quick, at the last second, we have. I don't know why.
It's a mystery. We will never know.
So at this point, I'm going to be talking to Phil, otherwise Dead Air, and finally, we are joined by our last guest of today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
You're muted. Your
microphone is muted.
Well,
now I can hear you.
Hey.
Oh,
What?
Aha.
Okay.
it worked.
Okay,
Now-
all
now
right,
we can-
fine. Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not muted.
Go ahead and reintroduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Kayla. I'm also Lady Stormwind in the Discord chat, or not the Discord, the whatchamacallit, the Twitch chat. I am a gamer. I am a geek of the omnivoric nature.
What?
She does
That's
everything.
best
She
way
is
to
fucking awesome. Kayla's super
No.
talented UI UX designer. Super happy to have her on board, and much happier to have her here. She's really cool, and it's a pleasure. Thank you for joining us, Kayla.
Yeah.
I am no longer
Okay, so
on the
remember the list one more
bottom.
time so you're caught up on what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about content creation, what all goes into that, what all it takes to be a content creator, the work involved and whatnot. We're also going to be talking gaming, of course, nerd culture and all that good stuff. Big companies of gaming such as EA,
I feel
Microsoft,
like
Activision, Blizzard.
Jake has lined up that topic specifically as a way just so he can bitch and whine at the rest of us for not helping him out with the video editing.
Hey, I got my
No,
own
that's a
job.
really good
Thank
idea.
you very
That's a-
much.
That's a really good idea, Phil. That actually didn't occur to me. Thank you so much. Kayla, you have anything to plug? Any socials? Anything that anybody can follow you on? No? Okay, never mind.
No.
See the look on your face.
No.
No, I need everyone to stay away from me.
Someday maybe, but not yet.
All of you, stay away. Exactly. So getting into content creation, co-host Phil, go ahead.
Yes.
Let us know why you started CasterSquared. Why you wanted to get into content creation. What's going on?
Animal
Fun.
carnage.
I've been doing it for God knows how long, and because I love being interrupted by, cats and wives and.
That was a big ass
Chaos
cat. What the fuck?
That's
Holy
Xander.
shit.
That's baby Xander.
Xander, baby.
Dude, your cat can eat my cat.
True. My cat will eat your cat.
No, your cat will not. My cat will eat your cat, and then my cat will be bigger than
Oh.
yours.
No, my cat was named after Alexander the Great. Your cat will be consumed.
Oh yeah? Mine was, I don't remember what mine was named after, but it was some old crazy awesome shit too, so get out of here.
Right?
It's Freya and it
of
has a
course
J
we have
in it, so you know it's cool.
named after the god of war. So
My
I
cat
guess-
is there with paws in a blanket.
No, Gypsy, you are our cat.
I'm gonna get the cat ears, just like the slip-ons.
Oh, you should have. You should have. You missed the missed opportunity.
Well, I actually have the Brookstone ones, except they sent me powdered blue instead of black.
Oh.
You can always paint them.
Or I mean, like, since you're
It's too much
getting a new
work.
headset or whatever, you could get one of the Diva headsets that have, like, the little ears on top of them.
Or it could just be cheap and get the little clip-on cat ears, like I see on other
Yes,
YouTubers.
do that. Yes.
Could have, should have, didn't.
Oof.
Sucks to be Gypsy. Got him.
Damn.
Harsh.
Absolutely
yeah,
got
no,
him.
like, in terms of, why, I started Impulse. Well, part A, I needed something to do. Part B, it's a fun thing to do. And part C, I've been doing it for God knows how long now, so.
May as well set it in stone, right?
I'm institutionalized. I am pretty much.
I feel
I
that.
am like the librarian in Shawshank. If this doesn't eventually work out, I got nothing.
It will. It will.
Don't remind me of my inevitable future.
We'll do what
You've
we
got
can.
us.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the journey; it's the friends you made along the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is the
yes.
journey. It is the journey, and it is the end game. I don't.
Yeah.
give a fuck about
You know
it.
what? Yeah.
Um,
Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta go get my very upset dog.
Yeah, I hear the
great.
chaos beast.
Chaos beast.
She's mad. Very mad.
Oh,
Well, let's be
man.
real. This podcast is no longer about the humans; it's about the animals.
Nah.
It's been taken over.
Frosty, why'd you get into content creation? What
Well-
what you got you going?
It was a long time ago, many years ago, when I was just this tall. I
Let's also
decided to
remind that
make.
The guy's only like 18 years old, so he means, when the rest of us were getting our first jobs. Okay, yeah,
something
go
like
on,
that.
go on.
So I made a YouTube channel when I was like really young, and this was not Bored to Entertain. This is a YouTube channel that is very unheard of that nobody knows about. So I wanted to make content because I was like, I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a YouTuber, Mom. I don't want to get a real job. And somehow she was like, okay. And I made that channel when I was like 12. So that happened, and I stopped. I just was like, I just didn't do it anymore. And then I was watching an episode of Game Grumps many years later, and I was like, the 10-minute power hour is really baller, man. I think this is cool. So
Oh yeah.
I wanted originally for Bored to Entertain, I wanted to have a bunch of my friends be a part of like a thing where we would sit around my table, which is over here, with my old couch, which was a whole like thing that I wanted to do. And my first ever video, which you can find on the Bored to Entertain YouTube channel, is one where me and my buddy and my brother built this giant roller coaster. And so originally the reason I started it was because I wanted to make YouTube content on like just building random or just doing stupid random shit with my homies, and then I had to obviously make filler content. Yeah, the Double Dare dueling coaster, as a matter of fact. But I eventually got really into gaming and stuff. I mean, I've always been a gamer all my life, so like, I mean, there's been that. But I had to make filler content because like I didn't always have people able to come over and like make this content with me, and also I like all of my friends were like foreign to making YouTube content and all that. So like, not everyone wanted to really do that, and I didn't really expect that in the beginning, and I learned very quickly. But over time, my channel has evolved into what it is today, and I feel like if I was in the past and I looked towards where I am right now, I'd be pretty happy with how I've progressed and the people that I have met, and in this long, crazy journey and stuff. But
absolutely,
yeah.
I mean, like if I could look at the future and like 6 years later, I knew I was gonna meet people like the Impulse crew, I would definitely like be happy too. So I mean, like,
yeah, for real.
like being able to meet myself in 6 years, that'd be awesome.
I feel like there's a bit of stroking your own horn in there, Jake.
50% of what I say is stroking my own horn. Come on, man.
That is not the content we're having on this channel.
We are
Cool.
so
I might have to click on.
go ahead and check out the Impulse Squared OnlyFans. We're starting that up soon. I mean, we already started off with it as well.
Yeah.
And you know, we have our hub page as well. You can all check that out.
Yep.
Premium feet content.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
and the
God.
Gamer Socks. Yeah, we're also selling Sweater Gamer Boy socks.
Yeah.
No!
Correct. Yes.
This again.
Oh shit.
And the bathwater.
Yeah, the bathwater.
Yeah.
That will be
Gamer Boy-
produced by the one and only.
Too.
Gamer Boy communal bathwater and sweaty socks that smells of like regret and I don't know.
I actually
wasn't happening.
Surprisingly, I actually knew someone that did like an OnlyFans thing where they would do like feet pics and shit. And you can make a lot of money off of doing that.
Yeah, that's the
like
depressing
actually,
thing,
it's
yes.
crazy. It's very strange, but it's great.
It is incredibly depressing that I could go like this and suddenly make $500.
My feet are cuter.
Yeah.
Everyone's feet are
But
cuter
that
than
means that they're not as kinky.
I show off my feet, but they're like
Look,
hobbit feet.
look at this.
It's not
We
happening.
can't show. Hey, stop showing feet. We gotta keep this for the OnlyFans.
Content.
You gotta save it for our OnlyFans.
Yeah, people pay for this shit, man. You can't be just giving it for free.
Fuck you, slut.
Actually, no.
Oh shit!
You want to know
Don't
what people will pay for? Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can actually get this.
No, don't put it up. Don't put it out there for free.
No.
My jeans.
Oh,
Because
People will
they're
pay
like,
for pre-ripped
jeans.
jeans. Like,
Yeah.
just rip the jeans yourself.
Bro, it is the stupidest thing ever. It's because no, I was going over to a college to check out what courses they've got going and blah 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 the other day, and while I'm walking along, there's some 20-something-year-old girl who's like, "Oh my god, wow, those jeans are great. Where did you buy them?" And it's like
I wore them.
Exactly. The
Top
best,
dollar.
Diamond tides.
top dollar metal recyclers.
the best ripped jeans there are the jeans that have been ripped over time.
Yes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Just saying. Just saying.
The all natural ripped jeans.
All natural, exactly.
So we all know the
Exactly.
best jeans are the ones that rip in the thigh.
Phil was
Hey.
accidentally high fashion, exactly. Holy
I
shit.
mean, the best ones are the ones that rip on the inner thigh, if you will.
Oh my.
Easy access. Come on.
Kayla's not
Oh.
amused. Kayla is definitely not amused.
Us ladies understand the thigh rub and the defeat that happens
Yes.
when your favorite jeans just finally give up the ghost, and you're like, there's no way to repair these.
It's not just jeans either. It's not just jeans. It's leggings. It's
leggings.
pants.
Y'all are gonna
Yep.
hate me.
Oh, wait.
I don't
what,
wear
is this
jeans.
A fucking common tear?
I wear
don't wear
joggers that don't
If you have thighs, yes.
If you, more accurately, if you
Well,
don't
I have
thigh
thighs.
gap,
My legs.
Well, you're a
kinda, you know,
beanpole.
Phil,
If I didn't
Phil,
have thighs, my shins. would be
Jesus
attached to the
Christ,
rest
dude,
of
you
me.
are lanky as I could snap you in half. Oh my god. Get some
I'm
meat on your
Kayla
bones.
explain
dude.
this.
you have a
Get some
thigh
meat
gap,
on your
Phil.
bones.
You have a thigh gap. We don't.
Phil, like seriously, get some weight on you.
Yeah, fuck
It's
you,
him
Phil.
with some weight on.
After the podcast, I'm gonna send you a couple recipes and I want you to like eat nothing but that.
The man
It just
can't
is
gain
him
weight.
with some weight on.
He can gain weight,
Yeah.
he's just not eating.
The man eats a package of lollies like they're going out of style.
He consumes sugar as
Watch,
if
here we go.
you know,
Hear the
we're going to
wrestling.
have a
And
shortage.
Macca's. Well, no, actually, this is
And soda.
healthier than the other shit.
Macca's, we get it, you're Australian.
I've had 6 sushi rolls this morning.
Fuck.
I've got more to go through.
Oh, it's morning for you. I forgot.
Phil, I love it when you say more because it reminds me of like when people want to be cutesy on the internet and they spell out more as an MOAR. It's like that's how you say.
Ah.
Oh
You don't say
god,
more,
no,
you say
no.
Jake, you're encouraging the voice.
Whatever, she can do the voice. I don't give a shit. Moving on. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We have been talking about ripped jeans for too long.
Have we?
I don't know how. This is longer than I
keep talking
normally
about
talk
ripped
about ripped jeans.
No. I'm still trying to figure out this thigh tear, and you know.
You
So
don't
what
have
if
a
you don't
thigh.
have a thigh gap? That's got nothing to
Okay,
do with your
here's
jeans
the thing.
tearing.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
But
does.
here's the thing, Phil. Listen.
you-
So, those of us who don't have a thigh gap, it means that the fabric rubs together and wears down.
Over
until there are
time.
holes.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, is this blowing your mind?
How does this go over your head? You're like 6'2". How is anything going over your head, especially this? This is such a simple thing.
Because it isn't going over my head. Because if it were going over my head, then I would reach up and catch it. Because my reflexes are too quick.
Oh, you actually got into the Galaxy. I didn't think you did see Guardians of the Galaxy. Or did you see it last night after I roasted you for not catching a reference I made?
Wait, you haven't seen that?
I've seen all of the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like,
This
you're
is-
like prime Star
he says
Wars.
all
Hasn't
of it.
Hell.
seen all of the MCU.
Yeah,
all
no.
the Guardians of the
I
Galaxy.
love how
I'm
he says
watching
all of the
fucking MCU
all of the Guardians
bullshit
of the
movies.
Galaxy.
No, fuck
So
off.
Phil, real quick question: how many Guardians of the Galaxy movies are there?
2.
Okay,
Good.
so you should have just said both.
Technically, there's 3 if we want to include Endgame.
No.
It doesn't count.
Doesn't
Mm-mm.
count. You're
Doesn't
stupid.
it? They're in
Doesn't
it.
count.
They're all in
Just
it.
give up.
Just
Just
because
give
they're
up.
in it doesn't make it a movie. Yeah, like that doesn't
Just
make
give
it
up.
a Galaxy of the Guardians movie.
no,
But then you
see,
could also
see,
say
at this point,
Infinity War. Then you'd be wrong, Phil. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy standalone, just 2.
I'm just trying to make Kayla turnt. Because I know
Why?
that she'll get turnt over anything or, you know, any MCU statements that are incorrect.
See, I
Oh,
haven't
I
seen
could
all
say
the
a lot of
MCU
those.
movies, so I'm sorry.
I love
Star
Josh.
Wars.
I love Josh
You
putting
don't
chat.
say.
He's saying, yeah, but if it had like an inner thigh gap and it ripped, it's hard for him to go commando lest there be ball slippage.
Yes, because
There's one more
we already know that I don't wear underpants.
Where's this
I mean-
podcast going?
We're getting too close to TOS.
Follow this train. Follow this train to the end of the tracks and watch it careen over the cliff.
It's wherever Jesus Poo
drag
wants it to
queens
go.
do.
Clearly.
Honestly, yeah.
You'd always tuck,
places.
and then there wouldn't be ball slippage.
Oh.
I mean, there could be ball slippage. There should be ball.
Not if
You know,
it tucks.
we now
No,
mandate
hey.
at Impulse Squared. There's only ball slippage. If there's no ball slippage, we just shut it down.
You know, we
What
just
are
make that a
gypsy-
higher tier on the OnlyFans.
Oh.
That is an idea.
Look, I'm all about revenue, baby. Mama's gonna go to college.
Big brain moves.
What was-
Big brain moves.
what was
No
that-
free content. No free ball slippages.
Exactly. Kayla, what was that you were gonna say? It sounded like you were building up towards something.
I was saying, if he really wants to avoid ball slippage, if he has that kind, holes in the jeans that are in the inner thigh, he can always go the drag queen way and tuck.
Good.
Good. I mean, it's not like I have old man balls that are dangling down to my knees or anything.
Yes, you do.
Flip
I
them
have
over your
seen the
shoulder?
pictures.
Oh, I have
What is
big
going
balls.
on? Oh,
I
my
have
brain.
big balls, and they are such big balls, and they're dirty
See, this
big
is what
balls.
happens. What
Why are
happens
they
when you get
dirty?
Phil and Jake in a room and there is no game playing.
Jay, I feel sorry for Jaden because
have a game
all of what I just said went whoosh.
I'm so confused. I don't know what to do with myself anymore.
No, okay, Jake,
Okay,
let's put it this way.
Yeah.
When we started
Okay.
writing the original copywriting for the Impulse site, these two chuckle fucks,
Oh yeah.
keeping them on point was the hardest fucking thing. Jake decided when we first were figuring out titles that his title was going to be Founder and Doer of Your Mother.
That's good. That's good. That is good. I'm sorry, but that's
At
good.
one point, on one of the early prototypes for the website that did not see the light of day, it actually says Jake J. Peters, founder, comma, motherfucker.
Are you fucking kidding?
No,
That
no.
checks out.
True story. True
I'm
story.
okay with that. I'm okay. I'm all for that. That's funny.
Well, Kayla's
They
not, so I
literally
can't
were
do it.
like they were being complete chuckle fucks when we were writing the copywriting. When you have these two in a room and there is not a game that they're playing, this is what you get.
Oh yeah, it's, all,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh, yeah.
it's just gonna be total chaos.
Mhm.
It is.
Chaos is what we're asking for.
Impulse chaos squared. Yeah.
Impulse chaos, same thing.
Jasper says, I
Do
think he's
everything on
caring. I think
impulse.
Jake's caring. Mothers need loving too. So I mean, like, I'm doing a good service for the community.
Yeah.
See, I feel like
Hers,
I'd be.
joined a
I feel like I'm perfect in this podcast right now because everyone has told me over time that wherever I go, chaos seems to come with it. So if I'm gonna be bringing chaos to the chaos, that just means chaos times 2. So I'm all
Okay, so
for
all
it.
3 of us should not sit down and discuss something that would require someone to tell us, no, don't do that. That's dumb.
For the
Yeah,
rest.
I mean,
have
the
something
problem is
Actually,
that
dumb shit is
we
the good
would-
shit.
The problem is that we would end up silencing and overpowering any such person that said, "No, that's dumb shit. You shouldn't do that."
Yeah, pretty much.
We're gonna do it anyway, and then complain no one told us not to do it.
I feel like
No, there are
Kayla's,
3.
Kayla's existence with you guys. She'll be like, no, that's not a good idea. And then suddenly you come back like, well, that was a terrible idea. And she's like,
Kayla, why didn't you tell us that was a bad idea?
Yeah, honestly, I do not envy Kayla's position. She has to deal with she has to babysit Phil and I.
Yes, I
"Guys,
do.
look, that
I
is the
still
look of
think-
a woman that's done.
I still remember the day. I still remember the day where Phil had given you like an idea for some stock photos for the website, which will hopefully be in existence sometime this year. And his main word was entrepreneurial. He sent you stock photos, and you went from entrepreneurial and stock photos of guys in suits to a drawing of a bear looking at a sunset holding a dollar bill in its hand.
I didn't do anything like that.
Oh my god! You encouraged Brandy to do. Actually, you were like, "Let's do this. This is great." And I go to Phil and I go, "Have you seen this tomfuckery?" He goes, "Wait, what?" I'm like, the next post that Jake puts is, "Well, the powers that be have declared that we do not want to look like this." I could go pull up the picture of the freaking.
I went so poetic with it. It was amazing. I was like really proud of myself.
Throw the picture in
was
general. I
me.
need to see this.
And you wonder why we get regular
I'll send you a copy.
aneurysms.
I'll
Okay,
send you a
sweet.
copy.
Sign it for me.
I
That'd be
will
nice.
not sign it for you.
Just
Oh,
put something in the general
least you're
chat
fine.
for you that explains exactly how I feel about you being the doer of your mother.
I have to see this.
Oh no.
Mother love it.
Oh no.
Gypsy
I should have
knows
predicted
too.
that.
Oh god. Don't
I
put that on
should have
screen.
predicted Yeah, I put it on stream.
Hell yeah.
Copyright strike instantly.
I'm not playing it, but I get the point.
Here, I'll
Gentlemen, I
just.
joined a
I'll just go ahead.
geekery podcast.
And all of a sudden, it just turns into 5 minutes of talking about me doing moms. I'm
Bears
like,
with money and Jake fucking your mother and
rip pans.
and rip pans and
exactly. So,
Doing your mom.
Doing your
remember that. Eagle
Yes.
3 was my shit.
Kayla, we're gonna start our own podcast. It is gonna be organized. And these chuckle fucks
Next
should be
topic.
guests on it,
Boom.
with a mute button and moderation.
With a mute button. Wow.
Yes.
No, but content creation's fun. Circle back to the start.
Yeah, circle back to the content creation now. Let's do that,
No, content
please.
creation has been really fun so far. It's been really awesome to figure out. I've come across a couple ideas that have just fallen flat on their face, and come across a couple ideas that just really worked well for our numbers, and you know, there are diminishing returns on those fronts. So coming up with new ideas and to sort of generate traffic and all that, it's a really exciting experience, and it's something that has been making my life a lot more interesting lately, because it's helping me to understand a little more about how exactly people think in larger numbers, and exactly like what people find attractive versus what people don't find attractive when it comes to like content creators and their stuff. And of course, I have my own philosophies. Like, for example, I will never call anyone a fan. I will never call anyone a follower. You know, things like that. That's just personal to me. I feel like it's almost degrading, even though it isn't. Even though like it'd be technically true. It's like I still don't want to do that. You know,
Well,
it's not
I
something
mean,
that I would be up for.
Degrading
it sounds
would be
like-
pointing out that a crowd is only as smart as the dumbest member of that crowd.
I guess so. Like people are dumb in large numbers. Yeah, I get that. But no. What it is oh shit! I almost lost my train of thought. I did lose my train of thought. There it goes. Damn.
Big brain. Big brain. One of the things that I.
Going down, but no, like figuring people out and being able to like especially on the more active streams is like, you know, being able to sort of engage with people and ask them about the day and learn how people's days went, and seeing how they think about certain things. It's really awesome, and it's given me perspective and different angles and viewpoints on a variety of topics that have been very enlightening so far. So it's been very beneficial for me to get into sort of content creation. I never really had an interest in doing it from the jump, but over time it's been more and more exciting. So I'm definitely falling in love with the idea, and so to speak. So it's been enlightening, exciting, interesting, fun, all that good stuff, and sometimes a little disheartening, but those are the moments where you got to pick yourself up and be like, okay, this isn't working out, try something else, you know. And
Yeah.
I love being able to experiment like that. And of course, having people work with me and you know, kind of give me some direction has been awesome too. Like when Kayla says, "Hey, don't do this," you know, I'm like, "Do it."
That's why I never worked.
When Phil
Don't
says,
do it,
"Oh, just
Jake.
do it this way," I'm like, "Oh, I'll do it this way." What do you think? And he's like, "Oh, just fill out the details on your own." I'm like, "That's where the fun is."
The equivalent from Gypsy is Jake.
Yeah, exactly. But you know that I know that my kid is a big no-no.
Or
And of course, the best part about all this is that I get to go ahead and meet people like Frosty over here, you know, and being able to work with people like him, and, you know, do collaborative streams or collaborative videos, and you know, just collaborative content in general with people like Frosty. I've been able to, you know, come across several other people who I genuinely believe are completely underrated. You know, I it's something about Impulse is that I always feel like from the jump it was about helping other content creators, and I feel like a bunch of people that I've come across, you know, they've been great, but then there are people who stand out, like Frosty. You know, Frosty's here for a reason. He's been the most standoutish of them all. You know, he's really good. He's really funny. I love his content.
Very
I
orange.
almost never miss a stream.
Well, we did have fun torturing Frosty in Cards Against Humanity on New Year's Eve.
Oh my god. That was the longest fucking game I have ever played in my goddamn life. And I loved every second of it.
That was nothing.
That was 2.5 hours and it was one game.
For Cards of that's actually pretty
nothing.
short for Cards Against Humanity.
I played at a party with 14 people and it didn't last that long.
We're not doing a score limit of 10 anymore. We're dropping that down to about 5.
I think that's
Kayla
that'd
is
be
really
good.
good at Cards Against Humanity. It's almost offensive as to how good she is.
She has like some like tactic. She knows something we don't.
She knows the judges.
Yeah, she knows like how people think. And
When I
it's
know
scary.
the people, I mean, for God's sake, that's kind of my job, is to know how people think. But but it helps when I know who I'm playing with, for sure. And the fact that I've known Phil as long as I have, and that I'm starting to get to know Jake and Gypsy pretty well,
What's
and
up?
Brandy, and
What's up,
you know,
Science
Oh, I
Bro?
can't wait to play against you.
eventually I'll start to know you,
We're
Jake,
meant to know what
too.
people think.
Yeah.
Helps.
All you gotta do is put PP in it and you've won me
I
over.
didn't go to school for this shit.
I barely passed.
You went to school, I didn't.
That's a lie.
I didn't go to college.
I'm just here. I don't know why you have me here.
What was that, Kayla?
You two having a collective aneurysm over there?
Yeah,
I know.
Yep. We're just
No, we're good.
yeah.
No, we're solid. We're doing science.
We're good. Yeah, it's all science.
Yeah.
We have discovered the pee is stored in the bowl, so now we're trying to figure out what is stored in the head. What is
I'm gonna need
stored
more
in
coffee.
the cranial
Come.
cavity?
I want you to see how big this coffee mug is. It's almost as big as my head, and I'm gonna need more coffee.
I actually
Probably.
I actually store all of my Gamer Boy G Fuel in my brain hole.
Breaking out our random
Sponsored
household
by
checks.
them.
I am not. I wish I was. G Fuel sponsor me, please.
I will crack someone's head open, then you could see what's inside the head. How about that, Science
Yes,
Bros?
that's a
Good
good
as for
idea.
me,
That's good science.
I'll
Are we just grabbing a bunch of random stuff? Here, look at this. I got a Lego crab.
Look, I got
Lego
a pen.
crab, awesome.
I got a pair of die. I got a
Get a
Pikachu
bag
thing for my
on my computer.
Old glass of water.
Never
house
die.
key, lighter, butterfly knife,
Fire.
There we go.
another lighter.
Not paying attention.
I got a wallet. I got
utensils
a
laying around
table
on my
for
desk.
something. I forgot what it's for. A piece of paper with someone's phone
I
number on it,
got
like
2
Jess.
pairs of fingernails.
Mail.
I never used the things. I got 2
Old
fucking
type
pairs.
when I used to work at
Actually,
Mavericks.
Edward goddamn Scissorhands.
How you doing over there,
Illegal
Caleb?
drugs.
Allen wrench.
How you doing, friend?
All the most random shit on my desk.
I got 2
Hurrying
pens.
cat.
Why do I have 2 pens?
Microphone.
I never write. I don't
Boy,
know how to write anymore.
Yeah, what's up?
Oi.
Okay, back to.
I got one.
That's-
Why don't we talk about what got us into gaming?
Are we going like to the first game we've ever played type stuff, or?
Yeah,
Ooh,
sure,
why
why
not?
not?
I was there.
I was too
Yeah.
young. I don't remember.
I think we should start
the
in
original
order.
Super Mario Brothers. The original Super Mario Brothers.
I remember, but that's more a traumatic memory. I mean, mommy and daddy were arguing, so they're like, "Hey, just go play on your cousin's Sega. It's still set up in the living room." But,
Sega,
okay.
we
Go
did
play
it.
your
You're
cousin's
Australian. Holy
fucking Nintendo 64.
Yeah, freak out on Christmas on 1999. Nintendo 64.
I mean, we're not counting like way back in the old days of like the Commodore 64 and booting up
Yeah, we're counting.
Candyland.
Yeah, we're counting
I mean,
that.
that was my first
Yeah, we're
gaming.
counting that.
Candyland for the Commodore 64. God,
We
you're-
taught. But I mean, I was the kid amazingly. I was the kid on the street that had the gaming consoles. Like I had the Nintendo, I had the Super Nintendo, I had the Sega, I had everything except like the Sega Saturn. I was
Yeah.
the kid that had the consoles,
Yep.
and they all came over to my house, and I had the master bedroom. So we all would just hang out and play our video games and eat our candy. Because my mother
Nice.
believed that as long as you ate the candy in the morning, it wouldn't affect your health and you wouldn't gain weight.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's not
that's some valid.
I don't think
There's
that's how
some
it
valid
works.
science for you, science bros.
Exactly.
That is okay. That is scientifically accurate. Yes. The
This
science
is
bros
the
have figured
first
it out.
console I
Ooh.
have owned since a Nintendo 64.
Aw,
What?
that's
Yeah.
really
I
good.
also have one of those. I will destroy you in Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, I had
you
the
won't.
handholds too.
Probably
You will
not.
not destroy Phil. Phil's really fucking. Phil is a much better.
What are we constituting as a video game? Because
Well, I
it could have
mean,
two answers.
Anything past
we
Pong.
just considered Commodore 64 and Candyland, so I
Yeah.
think anything
Okay,
goes.
but that's
Anything
more
goes.
of the classic game. There's also things like the educational, like Carmen Sandiego.
Ew.
Okay.
I think those
San
count.
Diego counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say why it
then-
I
doesn't.
love Carmen. We stand up Carmen in this household.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stand Carmen for sure, but
Oh
like,
god, yo, we stand for Carmen. Ooh, go
Stop
on.
it.
Educational,
Carmen San
big
Diego
brain
was the
games.
first one, but
Phil, you
yeah,
remain seated. Your peen stands for.
I am gonna have to remain seated because I'm pretty sure if I show my shirt above my belt line, we'll have to censor some shit.
That's
I
not
can't-
I
now.
will not be
Censoring live.
censoring.
let me think here. So it's probably not one of my. It's probably not the first, but it's one of the first. Was the Mulan animated storybook.
Oh,
Ooh.
that goes back. That goes
But because when I was a kid, computer games were the educational, the Learning Company, Leapfrog, Carmen Sandiego, Mavis Beacon Typing, stuff like that. The great, like all the like Jumpstart third grade box series and shit like that. And then my
I
first
feel
big
as
kid
though there's some
game.
context that is required here. Tell the story of what and why you could only have particular breakfast cereals.
Oh my god. Okay. So, mother is upstairs right now. So thank you for making me tell this story on air when she's
You're
upstairs.
welcome.
You gotta scream it.
Very
Yeah.
big house. So,
Have your mom tell a
Like that.
story.
I like being alive. Thank you. But we were only allowed to have certain cereals in the house, and the rule, unless it was Cheerios, was that if you looked at the nutrition facts, the amount of fiber and the amount of protein had to add up to 10 or greater in order for it to be in the house.
Okay.
So there
yeah.
was no sugar cereal in my
I
life.
see your brain spinning in the same fucking way that mine did.
And we didn't have consoles. No, we had the rule when it came to playing computer games for the most part was it had to be raining or snowing outside.
Wow.
When we got older, there if it wasn't raining or snowing, there was a timer. There was a timer set somewhere that she could hear it, so that when it went off, she'd make sure we stopped. My brother
Wow.
attempted to buy a Game Boy one year when she was on vacation with my dad. I bought it from our neighbor. Our mother found out as soon as she came back, and she made him give it back to the neighbor without a refund.
Oh.
Wow.
Big
But-
oof.
If we're talking like actual like big kid video games, my first video game, was for computer, was Knights of the Old Republic.
Nice.
Good one. Good one. Classic.
I have never heard of that game.
You are out of the podcast.
It's like
No!
one of the quintessential
Damn
Star
it!
Wars role-play games. Honestly, it's one of the- it's
Y'all
one
are
of-
gonna hate me for this, but I never really hopped onto the Star
was
Wus
gonna-
thing.
I was gonna say, hey, what's your view on all that, all of what Kayla just said? Because you're half our age, Frosty. But
I don't have a view because I have no idea what any of it is.
I just got done like
Hey, Frosty, how old are you?
proverbially.
I'm 18.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm not the youngest one. I'm
I'm a young
the youngest
boy.
one!
And I'm the oldest, so.
Going
always
into
be the
that, with that context, y'all are probably gonna think that I'm a baby for this. But my very first console ever and my very first game was Guitar Hero 2 on the PS2. I actually don't really remember that because I was only like, I think like 3 years old at the time, something like
There's
that.
no way that's 15 years old. I have to look this up.
It's an old game. It's an old game. You'd be
is,
surprised.
yeah. No, it is.
Jaden, my first-
But also
my-
my favorite game. But sorry for interrupting. My bad.
My first
Right.
console,
Oh, Lord.
Jaden, if it makes you feel better, my first console was a PS4.
Wow! Holy shit. Okay, I do feel better. I do feel better.
I
The first
didn't even
first
buy it
game-
myself.
first game I remember playing This one is actually kind of cool. It was the 007 GoldenEye for I think it was the Nintendo 64 with the cartridge.
Yes.
That was good. That was good.
And definitely Mario Brothers.
Yeah, people will build that game up, like GoldenEye, 007 or whatever for the N64. People will build that game up. I will die on this hill. Perfect Dark was a better version.
It's way better. Way fucking better.
I would not know because I was like 5 years old.
Like, they literally kind of had all the engine and all the data and all the crap sitting around, and they're like, well, let's use it again and do better with it. Yeah, Perfect Dark is way better.
I wish games would do that nowadays.
It's now the sequel, the follow-up, or the prequel, I guess. The follow-up game they released for Perfect Dark Zero was ass. It was garbage. I played like 2 missions of that, and I was like, you know what? I regret my purchase. It was my allowance for the week.
The only thing I remember.
And Gypsy, check this out. Guitar Hero 2 was released November 7th, 2006.
Yeah.
I was
15
3 years old. 3 years old, so that makes sense.
It checks.
Hell yeah. Because I was born in 2003.
Hey, Phil, do you remember
one?
2006?
I remember back before it was existence.
We were 15 still playing Star Wars Galaxies.
Give me a minute. I have a question for Jaden.
Let's hear it.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure, all of us who've, played, the really, really old games, even like Sonic.
That's true.
Sonic.
What's on screen is a
Yeah,
okay. But what's on screen is a representation of what, you're supposed to be thinking about. So you have to use your imagination. But you don't really nowadays. Like, even better to think of, like, the original Final Fantasies and, Adventure Quests.
Oh, yeah. King's Quest. It was an old point-and-click adventure game.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Jaden, how does it feel to have not gone through that period where, the game itself is complete shit and, yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
the thing is,
but it's so great playing out in your head.
Yeah.
I have played, or well, I wouldn't say like I was really like completely in that like mindset of having to imagine the cool things that are happening, even though it's not that cool. But like growing up as a kid, I did have to play like some games like that. My parents were they weren't like avid gamers or anything, but they did like playing video games somewhat. And I mean, even with like with Guitar Hero 2, like if you go back and look at how it looks compared to all the new Guitar Heroes and stuff, like it is absolute garbage, but it's still one of my favorite games to this day because it has the best music ever out of all of the Guitar Heroes, in my opinion. And
Lamb of God. I'll live and die by Lamb of God.
They have so many good they have so much good. They have fucking Buckethead in it, for Christ's sake. Come on. Yes. Where can you go wrong? Like the characters, the animations are so trash, but it's so cool at the same time, It's like yeah, I don't know. And me and my buddy, my friend Carter, we since I have the Nintendo Switch and I have online on it, I was able to get the original Nintendo games for free, essentially, and and the Super Nintendo games, and we played I think it was Super Mario Brothers 1 or something like that, and we were really, really baked, and we played through that game a lot, and it was such an old game, and I was like going into it, it was like, oh, I think I'll probably play this for like maybe like 5-10 minutes and then never play it again. And then like we ended up playing it for like literal days. Like he stayed over for a few days, and like that's all we did was play fucking Super Mario Brothers, and fuck, that game is difficult and is very irritating. But it was so fun, and it was like, so I don't know, it was great.
Infuriating. The word you're looking for is infuriating.
Yes.
I do get what you mean in terms of, even if it's a game that's got older graphics and everything, if it's still one that's near and dear. I mean, heck, KOTOR. KOTOR came out in 2003.
Yeah.
That one I don't know that one either.
That's Knights of the Old Republic. It's Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
A lot of the Star Wars
3.
games gets
We
reduced to
literally
the
almost at its
acronym
20-year
for the
anniversary, and it doesn't have the greatest graphics by today's standards, but
No,
it's still.
I still stand for the graphics it had. Like, I remember
Exactly,
being
it's-
in my friend's living room, and it wasn't even us kids that were playing it. We were watching like one of his stepfather's friends who would come around and brought their Xbox and set it up. They were playing it, and we were just sitting there like completely fucking rapt.
Well,
by
because
the
it's been-
graphics, it was like, wow, it
It's
looks
got
so
this-
cool.
It's got this
I remember
solid
that
story, and it's got things. I mean, like the way that you could influence your character to change between light and dark was great, especially when they improved upon it in KOTOR 2. That you could actually sway your party members. But it was a great game. It still is. I mean, hell, that's why they're making a new one, or whether or not that's going to be full on KOTOR made new, or if it's going to be something a little different. It's a story that not only spawned a sequel, but spawned its own MMO, which be awesome.
The MMO didn't age well, but
No, it didn't.
The MMO didn't
Once we
release.
got to Shadow of Revan,
I mean,
once we
I'm
got
still-
to the Shadow of Revan expansion, they had a problem because the second you invoke Revan, people have an expectation from the original game, and they blew it.
Well, another thing is, I think Revan is such an overrated fucking character. Like, I'm so sick of hearing about Darth fucking Revan. The dude is an overpowered fucking power fantasy written by a bunch of nerds that have accomplished nothing in their lives.
See, I would have been
Damn.
way more interested if they went into Matrix Sutra, whatever the Tresuric, yeah.
Exile.
Well, yeah, the Exile from KOTOR 2. That would have been way more fucking interesting
that
to
would've
see
been
how
much
she.
better.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why they used Revan, because Revan's kind of what started it all. I think that,
Fair.
Revan's a hugely important character when it comes to Star Wars, because Revan is one of 2 people known to flip-flop between the sides of the Force.
Yep.
But they
That's
should-
why it's so important.
Kyle Katarn.
That... Okay, Kyle Katarn,
Katarn's
sure, but...
Overrated. Fuck out of
Okay,
here.
so
Oh,
3.
is
There's
it?
only like 3 people.
Yes,
3 people. 4 because Jason Solo. But, only 3 or 4 people who've really flip-flopped, at least before we had Kylo Ren doing flip-flopping like none other, or Rey doing some flip-flopping as well.
We don't count them.
But
I really want to
Not
count
canon.
Kylo Ren because Adam Driver killed it in his.
I
Adam
really
Driver
want
did
to.
well.
He did great as
Really
an
did
actor,
great.
but it's a fucking horrible character and a horrible story.
The writers
Characters-
had no idea what they wanted to do.
I think-
Was a mess.
I think if they'd spent more time on Kylo instead of shoehorning him in as Vader, it would have gone better.
Well,
'Cause
here's the
even
thing.
Vader had a more fleshed out backstory than Kylo Ren in A New Hope.
He would have made
Vader
more
is a mess.
Well, that's the problem with a lot of modern films.
tags than Rey.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
the
modern
problem.
films. Yeah.
They just I remember the old films, we're talking like 80s, 90s, they weren't really much longer, but you got so much more emotional investment and information, I feel, in the characters. Nowadays, it just feels like they're just bum rushing plot, and that's why I don't like a lot of modern films. Is because it's where is my feel? Very rarely, that is when I say there's a good film. When I feel like I care about a character, I care about what happens to them. I cry if a character dies. If you can hit those points, you're getting me. It's there are those in some of the Star Wars, but a lot of times it's just we get all surface information. We get just enough to understand the plot. We get enough to understand kind of the backstory, but we
Right.
don't get that same investment.
Well, I
Yeah,
agree.
no.
I mean, it's as much as I enjoy The Force Awakens, and I will never ever tell you which of my trilogies is the favorite. I appreciate all of them. I may have some feelings about
Mhm.
the sequels, but I still
There's something to
appreciate
love with
them all
every one
individually
of
as
them.
movies.
Exactly. Yeah,
We're
okay.
but it's like
Phil-
the
Phil's
main
doubting me,
reason
okay.
the main reason so many people were upset that Han Solo died is because he's established. But it's like, why not take a little bit of time to reestablish Han Solo, so that the people who are new to the trilogy, because that's the whole point of this trilogy, was to bring more people in who are of a younger generation. Why not bring in a little bit more about Han? I mean, we get 2 seconds of him being awkward with Leia. We see him for a little bit, being a chuckle fuck with Chewie, but that's pretty standard.
We get homages,
why-
basically.
Right, we got homages, which, for us who have known who've known the trilogy for however long, or the saga for however long, it's great.
Mhm.
But so you're basically counting that your emotional payoff will come from the older people telling the younger people this is sad.
Yeah.
On that point, that's really what I feel like when you do continuations of trilogies or stories at all, that is a mark of a good series. Is if you can go, and not that, the older versions are going to tell the newer viewers, oh, this is good, but like, if a movie is good to me when it continues,
I see Cat. Yeah.
You
Two
Miss
cats.
Softly says hello. He's looking for his food. If the newer viewers can watch that film and get a sense of what the universe was and what the story was, and get their own investment without the old school viewers having to explain things or kind of tell them, oh, this is good and this is bad. Like, if you can invest newer and older viewers, that's really the mark of a good additional movie to a series.
I mean, that's
Yep.
That's one thing I appreciate for everyone who's not big on the MCU, but I appreciate this in the MCU, is that ever since Endgame, there have been subtle hints to what is now known as the blip. All of those people who disappeared for 5 years due to the snap coming back. Literally, almost every single MCU movie and show that has come out afterwards references it in some subtle way. I mean, in the ones that are not connected at all, so not counting WandaVision or The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but looking at something like Shang-Chi, you can see posters in the background for people to get therapy from the blip. They try really, there's maybe a mention of, oh yeah, they snapped in 5 years, went by for some people, but they make a point to mention, they make a point to make it much more subtle than, oh my god, the world ended for 5 years.
Yeah, but
And instead you see how people have moved on, how people are trying to rebuild.
Yeah, but that being said, the MCU does that, and it lets the characters kind of direct the story in a sense. Whereas with a lot of Star Wars shit, that isn't the case.
Well, yeah, that's because George.
No.
As much as I will always appreciate George Lucas for creating Star Wars,
George Lucas was great as a director and great as he was.
Should I bring up the fight cam? Should I zoom in on Phil and go versus?
Cannot say he's great as a director because of the prequels.
No, I'm not saying the prequels. No, but I mean, like, in terms of his stage direction and his, setting everything up and shit, he has a vision and he gets it out and onto the camera. Great. He's an absolutely fucking terrible, horrible, batshit fucking stupid writer who should probably just have all his fingers broken so he can never pick up a pen, and he is forced to go and help, to go and ask somebody else for help to put a pen to a page ever again.
So Frosty, on all the Star Wars stuff, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, Frosty?
I don't know.
So, because I don't know how we got down this rabbit hole of Star Wars and movies and whatnot.
Because we don't have a list.
We're talking about KOTOR.
Yep, we were. Yep, that's how. So I want to fight with Phil on something because he looked like he was about to fight with me on something. I had said every trilogy in Star Wars films, there's something to love about every single one of them, and he looked like he was gonna fight me on something.
Yeah, no,
Phil,
there's nothing to love about the sequel.
Nothing to love about the sequel.
Disagree.
Really? I highly disagree.
So the movies were garbage. The writing was garbage. The characters were garbage, and most of the acting was garbage. But I present to you, part A, the soundtrack. The soundtrack was amazing.
Which movie
I don't remember a fucking song from them.
Wait. What movie are we referencing? Because
the new trilogy. The Disney trilogy of Star Wars. Now,
starting with The Force Awakens, you. There's so much to appreciate that, especially if you're an old fan. Because if you, The Force Awakens,
you explain my position. There are two reasons. There's two fucking reasons.
Fuck where I was going with this.
I could not.
Whatever.
I just could not. Part one.
Thanks, Gypsy.
What's going on? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know. I was gonna fight with Phil, and Gypsy's like, I'm gonna fight with you.
I mean, Jake, you can step in on this fight.
Yeah, step. Hold on, Phil. Let Jake finish. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Step one, part one. I love the soundtrack. The audio engineering was on point.
Think about it.
Okay, and I also loved the visuals. The visuals were aces.
Not really.
So the soundtrack,
groundbreaking.
All right, fuck you then.
Okay, no, look.
The visuals were better than what's presented in the original
thing here with
and
my
the
camera.
prequels.
I'm gonna do one thing here that has more fucking storytelling behind it than anything in the fucking sequel.
I'm not talking the storytelling. Why? Okay.
Are you with me? Are you fucking with me?
I didn't mention the storytelling. I didn't mention the storytelling.
With my fist and my fucking other fists never even touching. More storytelling just in that one opening panning shot, and I don't even need to write anything.
I didn't bring up storytelling.
It will tell a whole story itself. You can imagine it.
I already said the writing was garbage. We agree on that. Stop acting like I'm disagreeing with you on that front. The storytelling was garbage.
You're trying to say, oh, no. You know, like the cinematography was great. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No.
There was a whole scene where a bunch of walkers were shooting the shit out of fucking fake fucking Luke Skywalker there. That was fucking awesome.
Can I add one?
Are you gonna tell me that's not awesome?
Saw that already. Battle of Hoth, we've already seen that. That's just rehashing the same shit.
Concentrated fire on one person, and all of a sudden, Luke Skywalker is still standing there.
Everything about them is just trying to call back to nostalgia.
I'm enjoying this.
I was going to say part of that is the nostalgia. Like for me, one of the greatest visions that happened was the Starfighter fight, where I felt like I was back in the old original trilogy.
So
like,
go watch the old original trilogy.
Yeah, we saw Poe flying around in his X-wing, just going like fucking an ace pilot, like how it should have been. We didn't see that in any of the other two trilogies. Poe was a fantastic pilot, and it was brilliantly done. The cinematography on every time he went in his X-wing and went into a fucking dogfight was brilliant. You cannot tell me that wasn't brilliant.
We see the Falcon do lots of death-defying stunts that it never did.
There's no storytelling in any of the fighting. Like,
that's why it's visuals. I said
you remember how basic, how literally basic, and the basicest bitch that the original Luke going through the Death Star trench and Vader trailing on behind him.
He's like, this was garbage.
You remember how basic that was, and yet it was thrilling because you were invested in the story behind it and the characters. There's none of that in the fucking sequels.
Yes, there is. There's plenty of it. There's so much.
There isn't. It never grabbed me. Not for a second did I sit there.
Why did you keep bringing back the storytelling? I already said it was garbage. I agree with you.
Okay.
The music was good too. I do agree with Jake.
I worship at the feet of John Williams, but we're going to move on now.
Let's move on. The powers that be have said we must move on.
I don't know if I should be glad.
This is why we should have a more solid.
This is like our first draft.
We were still on game. We were on gaming and content.
Yeah, we were on gaming. So because a bunch of people mentioned their parents, I want to bring up everyone's film.
What the fuck was that?
Oh god.
Hey, that looks good. Hey, can I have some of that?
Hey.
So back on gaming. Back into gaming, like people, everyone here has had parents that have played a video game or something like that. So I'm guessing most of us have had some parental influence when it came to video gaming and whatnot. Now we've heard Phil's story where his parents were just arguing. They were like, "Let's keep him out of it and just sit him down in front of a console and a TV."
And for every moment since then, they have, called me a waste of existence because I continue to play video games past the point of it being a babysitter. But
your parents were shit anyway. So honestly, you briefly mentioned one of your parents having played video games and all that.
I mean, they don't. Both of my parents don't really ever play games that much. I currently right now, just for context, I live with my mom. I don't live with my dad. And my mom has always mentioned how she wants to get into playing certain things on the Switch. Or she was actually the one that was super into Guitar Hero that got me into Guitar Hero, and both of my parents really influenced me on like being into like rock music and all that. So that's why I really got into Guitar Hero and all that. But I honestly, beyond that, I don't really know like what exactly my parents enjoyed about gaming and all that. I just know that they did at one point because we had a console without me asking for one. So yeah, there is that. And apparently one of them like 007. So
Fair enough.
I mean,
Kayla,
it's fine.
your parents were gamers or something? No,
we
they
just
just
had
had
a tale of her first console being.
Oh
the
yeah.
PlayStation.
No, my
Most of your parents had to do with video games was telling you, hey, don't play this too much.
Yeah, that's basically. I mean, my dad really never got into video games. I mean, hell, I think the only time we ever played board games with my dad was when we were really, really small.
Board
Doesn't do
games. Board games.
You know,
Okay.
and I know
Well,
that
the
for a
gateway
minute,
to gateway drug to video games.
a long time ago, long before I was born. After I think it was after my mom's first child. I'm not going to spill the details on that, but Phil knows. My mom ended up getting addicted to Tetris for a little bit, and then swore off the games
Addicted?
entirely. Yes. It was a
Fair.
learning process. She got, and so my mother's policy, which really kind of sucks, especially now that I want to get into gaming as a career, is that games are a waste of time.
Well, if you make money off it, then they can't say shit. And if they do say shit, just be like, all right, well, next time you need financial help, I'm not giving you shit because apparently it's a waste of time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more petty.
My
Gypsy.
folks.
You are muted, by the way.
Are muted.
Okay, I was gonna say it's a long story, but I'll shorten it. So
Okay.
my gaming was partially like my mother wanted to give me something to do, and because I was always the awkward kid in school, this was my way to be more popular.
Mhm.
But it was also because my mother always tried to dictate what I was going to be when I grew up.
Games made you popular?
Yes, I was the kid with the gaming consoles, so everybody wanted to come to my house.
I got the shit kicked out of me for playing games.
Really? What the
I
fuck?
took my lumps.
No,
Dude,
was the
all my
popular kid on
friends were
block.
gamers.
Yeah, I was a popular kid on my block. But also my
That doesn't
mother
surprise
dictated.
me from you, Jaden, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, from like Gypsy, Jake, and I's era, that's okay.
Yeah, but like I was saying, my mother also wanted to dictate always what I was going to be. Like, at one point I was a lawyer, at one point I was a doctor, and then she got the bright idea that I was going to be a game developer. I never became that, obviously, maybe much to my sadness on occasion. So simultaneously playing video games,
Welcome to
she
Impulse.
employed a tutor for me that was teaching me 3D modeling and stuff. I started with
So
Pavre.
fun. So fun.
I wish I had continued it, but I guess I just got more into writing and role playing and playing the games than creating the games.
Mhm.
But that's kind of where mine started. Was she wanted me to play video games because it gave me a social circle, and she wanted me to get invested that way that I could go and learn computers because computers are the way of the future.
Mhm.
And now
She was
she's
right
got
about
this.
that.
It's kind of a shame that she was a little early on the jump because she could have very easily turned into one of those Korean parents that specifically train and groom their kids to be esports legends.
Yeah.
Oh my
no,
God.
Oh,
sadly
Lord,
not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Got
well,
another
Lord,
10
yeah.
years. Another
Brittany-
10 years.
Yeah, no,
bouncing
getting
off
to
bouncing off
Go
of what
ahead,
Gypsy said. So then, why do you guys want to? If you are people, I know that Phil and Jake are, and I know I am, but I think you might be Jaden. I'm not sure, but if you are, why do you want to make video games? What got you?
Yep.
Got you into it?
Can I go?
Okay.
I actually okay.
could go.
So
leave.
oh, okay. All right, later, dudes. No, so I really enjoy the fact of wanting to become like a game designer. At some point in my life, I've already I've gotten some knowledge on like how to like do some coding with C# and like doing stuff for Unity, and I dabbled a little bit in Blender. 3D modeling, probably my favorite thing in game design. But the thing is, see, like with things like trying to do like Twitch and YouTube by myself, having to do all of these different things and like all these variables and pulling them all together into one, there's the same thing with gaming. You need to know how, or not gaming, game designing, and I when I was trying to learn how to do it, I noticed that you need to know how to code, you need to know how to do, you need to know things about environments, you need to know things about atmosphere, you need to know how to animate, you need to know how to 3D model, you need to know how to, how to sculpt, you need to know how to do all this crazy shit. And yeah, you need to know a little bit about everything when it comes to existence to make a video game. And I at some point in my life want to make a better version of the metaverse thing, but that's a very big, huh?
Why metaverse?
Like a okay. Have you heard of the metaverse thing?
Clearly
it's like
not,
okay.
Otherwise,
So,
my question would not have been, "What is the metaverse?"
okay, it's a big thing. The reason why I would rather do it than have, thanks for letting us know.
Go.
So the metaverse is like Mark Zuckerberg's version of Ready Player One kind of thing. It seems like. But me, the reason I want to do it is because then I won't have a psycho crazy Facebook man behind the scenes of a
you want to build the
universe.
Oasis.
I do want to build the Oasis when I'm older at some point.
Yeah.
That would be a big accomplishment in my life, and I would really want to strive to do some crazy shit like that. But that is very far and along the way, and I would have to do a lot of learning to do that. But that is one of my like bucket list things to do in my life, is to make something crazy like that. Maybe not exactly like it, but like something along the lines of it.
Well, I mean, one thing that helps is doing lots of smaller projects.
Of course.
I can tell you for a fact, us at Impulse are trying to put together smaller projects. So.
Ooh. He's not here.
No,
you can't even see it.
You'll see that in editing.
For God's sake.
You'll see it in editing.
Yeah,
that'll be like a perfect clip.
I mean, Phil, do you want to talk about why you got into gaming?
Yeah.
You got into game creation,
well, I
should
mean,
say.
yeah, well, I mean, again, at this point, I am fairly institutionalized into the world of video games, and whatever I'm doing, it's going to end up involving it, because the games are just kind of a core part of me and my personality. No matter how tired I may end up feeling toward them, I eventually go back to them.
You came back to Final Fantasy.
Don't remind me.
That's gonna be the reason he goes back into it. He was reminded.
I guess to answer the question, so I mean, I started out as a musician.
There we go.
Yeah. Like, played in orchestra. I wrote my own music. I actually went to school for music composition.
Yeah.
So that I could go write, scores for film, like John Williams. Because, like I
Dude,
said,
that cat's like bigger than you! I'm sorry for interrupting, but holy fuck! That's a big cat. I hope my cat gets that big. That'd be sick.
But and then writing music for film and for video games was like my dream job when I was in high school. And then, unfortunately, after I got my degree, it just didn't happen. So, but now that I've gone through this course for user experience and user interface, like, I purposefully went out of my way to try and redesign game interfaces. I'm finding literature on, UX design and games so that I can understand how to build it. And, I'm working on trying to put together a game now. We'll need people who can code and 3D model, because I don't know how to do that.
Coding is difficult. That's the part that I got stuck with.
I'm happy to learn coding because I like coding. Like, I know my HTML and my CSS, and I messed in VBasic in my last job, but I can't do it myself, and I only have one other person on my team right now, and he's super busy. So.
Yep. That's how it goes. So someone catch me up. Give me a brief 5-minute summation.
You're just talking about why we all were in gaming design.
It's your recap.
That's a perfect recap right there.
Thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
That's pretty much what happened.
The question I asked everyone is that gaming was easy for me to get into. My mother was in the early 80s to the mid 80s. She was very much an arcade frequenter. She loved arcades. She spent so many of my grandpa's quarters at the Pac-Man machines. I think he took.
Still have like quarter arcade machines.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we have it at the local mall. I think Kayla knows the name. The Citadel Mall. They have an arcade there. Somewhere in the Springs.
A lot of them have shut down over here because people just,
Yeah.
I mean, Aussies in general, it's just not. There aren't that many gamers anyway.
I remember my.
Yeah, and my dad was, from the mid '70s and onwards, he was big in that Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So you went from that into arcades or whatever. So when eventually, when I was much younger, my mother got me into video games and all that, with the NES and Super Mario Brothers and all those, ancient classics at this point. And then when my I call him my dad, he's my stepdad, but when my dad came into the picture, he introduced me to Dungeons and Dragons, Star Wars Galaxies. He a lot of online games, EverQuest, if you want to go that far back, like holy shit.
Oh wow.
So he got me into online gaming or whatever, and he got me into like online gaming and such, and encouraged me to be a little more competitive, especially when it came to bigger titles like StarCraft, for example. He wanted me to sort of develop my talents there, and figured like in doing so, upping my average actions per minute in StarCraft, it would translate to other games. Well, eventually it did, and it's translated to the first-person shooters that I play these days and all that stuff. So it was very easy for my parents to get me into video games because it was just coming from both my mom and my dad, and they didn't care about like screen time and all that, so they just sat me down in front of a PC and said, "Hey, play these titles," and I was like, "Okay."
Okay, Dad.
Exactly. It was like, "Okay, Dad." I could never beat my dad as well.
Related to all that and Kayla's question too, actually. If I have one. If y'all could pick any of the big game companies to work for, who would you work for?
None.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I would rather be like I would rather be a solo creator. I like to be on my own.
But the question is, if you have to pick one.
Yeah.
Austin, you're the youngest. Do it here.
Fuck.
Damn.
Bro.
Putting your mom blast like that? Damn.
I feel like this might not be the. I don't even know, man. To be honest, I would. Who would I work for? I mean,
do I get to choose the department I work?
Okay, I don't. Just context.
Oh, shit,
I don't know.
You worked for Ubisoft. You worked for Ubisoft days, Pooh.
I don't know anything about the company that I'm about to say. I just know that they make a lot of games that I really enjoy, and I would like to make games that I really enjoy, and that would be probably Activision. But I don't know anything about them, so I don't know if that'd be a bad decision.
It
looks like that'd be a bad decision. Okay.
Activision has gotten into some seriously deep shit recently.
Was that what you guys?
Yep.
I remember there was the.
Yeah, Phil and I were talking about them last night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember that a little bit.
Could I work in whatever department that I want in this company, the big company?
Yeah. Go.
And will I suddenly have the talent to do that job competently?
No, you won't suddenly have the talent.
Okay. Well, I would love to work HR in Blizzard Activision. Fix their shit.
That sounds like
I will help you with
operation.
that. I will help you. That I will do
whether
that too.
Whether or not you win or lose fighting for something good, you need to fight for that something good regardless.
Well, really, what needs to happen at Activision is their CEO needs to go away.
That too.
I'll become the CEO of Activision. You know what? You know what? This is what's gonna happen in the future. This is what the future gonna look like. All right. Cool Jaden, now owner of Activision, best company ever. Guitar Hero's back. fucking better than ever. We're bringing back the old Tony Hawk games. We're remastering all of them, making them better than ever.
Blizzard title. You gotta maintain the Blizzard titles because Activision owns Blizzard.
That too. I'm gonna do all of that stuff. And
wait.
also bring it back, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 getting a remaster.
Where did you suddenly grow hair from, Bobby Kotick?
Do not speak his name.
Gypsy,
He's
what
the
company
asshole needs to go?
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Here's a middle finger for him. Gypsy, where are you at?
I guess it's not going to be as popular, but like, I have 3 I would pick from. I think.
Ooh.
Bungie, Supergiant Games, or Square Enix.
Bungie would be good.
My buddy Kit almost worked for Square Enix a couple years ago.
See, then again, I have a small attachment because I've met some of the people that are involved in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, I have literally hugged Soken. I have had, discussions with Koji. Like, it's, brief. Like, it was more like questions.
He got to meet Koji. He got to meet Koji in the interview process.
Koji's great. And Soken's just precious. Like, a quick little, the reason I met Soken was I was at FanFest in Vegas when it was at the Paris. My friends and I, we had our great little Vegas outing. We were a little bit tipsy. We were having some dim sum. And, like, there's just this crowd, like, rushing through by the dim sum place. And we noticed it's because it was, like, Soken and some other people just wandering through. And so we, like, all jumped up to, like, say, hey, we think you're great. And I got a hug and I got a picture with him. And I like that Square Enix, like, the people that are involved with Final Fantasy, they want to be connected with their fans and their player base. And they actually listen to their player base, which... That's something I like about Square Enix, is that it really does seem like they at least kind of pay attention to what their players want.
I will say that I do have a respect for Square Enix for the whole Realm Reborn thing. Because I was there with 1.0 and oh my god, it was exactly as horrible as people say it was. But where other companies like Blizzard or Blizzard, EA, whoever else would just kind of, even more recently, like with New World, who's the Amazon, whatever the fuck they're calling their game studio, like even them, they if they do something and they fuck it up, they just kind of go, nah, never mind, just forget it. Yep, fuck people, we'll just milk them for whatever we can get, and then we'll just burn it. But no, Square Enix actually fucking went, oh, we're really sorry. We fucked this up. This is our fault. No, we will fix this because we want you to enjoy this. Please give us another chance. It's like, oh, that's odd. I mean, I doubt you're going to do anything, but okay, go on. Do it then.
Look at
and
them.
then, they actually put in hard fucking work and effort and legit redeem themselves. And it's like, wow, that doesn't fucking happen.
See,
yeah.
Related to that, it hasn't been like, it's not as like deep and like all that. 343 has recently announced that that a lot of people were like not liking a lot of the things that were coming with Halo Infinite, and they actually were responding to that and were saying that they were going to try their very best to put changes into the game and make it so it's better, and hopefully they follow through with that and it's as good of a story as what you said, Phil. But
their track record has
that is the thing. They kind of did fuck over some of Halo with Halo 4 and 5 but hopefully I thought Infinite was a pretty good game. I liked Infinite, but hopefully with things like the store, that was one of the biggest problems, was the skins that they were like selling were like way more than they should have been. Like they were way more expensive and stuff, and that was the biggest issue that they were saying that they were going to work on. And hopefully they follow through with it, and hopefully they make Halo Infinite a better game, and hopefully the next game that they come out with is even better than Halo Infinite. That's, I mean, it's all hope, but
see, here's the thing.
Yeah,
no, hold on, wait. Whenever a company says, we're real sorry about the prices in our cash shop, we'll work on that. I'm always sitting here like, okay, but why is it going to take you 3 months to work on that? Exactly.
That's true. That is true. Like you could just do it like
go into
done.
I'm sure there's some legal reason or another.
No, there isn't any legal reasons.
Well,
Unless it's a
fuck me then.
licensing
Jesus
deal,
Christ,
no.
I didn't expect to fucking trigger you or something. Damn, you got fucking lost out real quick.
It could be they're planning to roll it into another update.
There's
They're
a point
releasing
though,
updates
like
separate to a store.
Try to streamline the work.
it kind of rolls into that whole thing. Like nowadays, like we'll go back to the old school versus new school gamer kind of stuff. Like old school, you put a game out, it wasn't on internet, it was not online, it was on a cartridge, a disc, what have you. Your game had to be good from release. Nowadays, it's like, okay, it's all internet, DLC, da 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 da. Like we'll release a game, and a lot of times it's like they fix it as it rolls out with patches, versus like your game was solid from the start. And I think that's kind of hurt a lot of the reputations of some companies.
Yeah.
It's almost like we've become like an unpaid or unproctored beta session.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We're all beta testers.
It's like, give us the full fucking game, goddammit!
We're essentially in the beta for Cyberpunk 2077 until the end of time.
No, don't talk about that game. I have so high hopes, and I'm so disappointed.
I love that game. I love that game. I love the game as is. Then again, I came from a time of gaming where when you played a game, like Gypsy was saying earlier, or what Phil was saying earlier, your imagination filled in a lot of the work, and my suspension of belief is pretty up there. Like if I see a bug, I forget about it in like a minute. It doesn't.
Depends on the bug.
As long as it doesn't break the game. As long as it doesn't break the game, of course. But like, and of course it could have been better on release, and of course it would be better now. Like, of course, why not? But as things are, I enjoy the game. I love its soundtrack. I love the visuals. I love it when things work properly.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I know it's the thing, but I'm accepting the thing.
Okay.
Damn.
He means, on the odd occasion that he can actually get an hour straight before the game crashes.
Well, I can get like 5 or 6 hours straight. I'm good. My Cyberpunk doesn't crash for me for some reason. But when I play that game, I sort of love it for the same reason I love Star Wars. I love Cyberpunk 2077 for what it could be, just like I love Star Wars for what it could be.
I think
not as they are. If I just took Star Wars as it is, I just blow away the whole franchise. Be like, I'm never doing anything Star Wars ever for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Let's circle back to the what companies would you work for?
Yeah.
Question.
CD Projekt Red.
Or we
CD
get
Projekt Red. That's my answer. I love the word.
Too far down the rabbit hole.
I love the word.
Phil.
I changed my mind to Bungie.
That's even worse.
What? Bungie's not terrible.
Okay, actually, Bungie back when they were making the Halo series, because I respect the fuck out of the shit that they did for that.
We can't all jump into a time machine. Okay, we
well,
don't have
guess what, Phil? I'm
DeLoreans.
fucking doing it, okay? I'm inventing a goddamn time machine to do that. I'm gonna go make it. I'm gonna make Halo
Bungie's
3
now making Destiny.
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bungie does Destiny.
Yeah.
That's good. I love Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny's cool.
Yeah.
Destiny 3, if
Bungie
I'm
owns
doing
Destiny. They
it, it'll
took
be
it from
better than
Activision.
2.
Sorry?
It'll be easy.
Bungie owns Destiny. They took it from
I know.
Activision.
Oh, they got it back off them. Cool.
Hell yeah.
They got
That's why you can no longer
Phil,
find
if you
Destiny.
had such a problem, if you have such a problem with Bungie, why were you like encouraging me when I got the offer to interview with them?
Because it's a fucking job.
Right on your resume.
Exactly. It's not a matter of whether it's a great company or not. Fuck that. It looks good on your resume.
Exactly.
Do it.
If I could put it on my resume, hey, I worked at Microsoft. Fucking I do it.
It's the same reason why I still, if I'm applying at a bar or whatever, I still put on, yeah, sure, I worked at Macca's as a manager for like 3 years. I don't fucking care that I worked at Macca's. It was a piece of shit job. But it still looks good being there. Just dot it off.
Hey, Phil, answer the question.
Which question?
Are you stupid?
Question: What companies would you
What do I
work
work for? Possibly Jagex.
Ooh, RuneScape.
Yeah, possibly Jagex.
Okay. Jagex is probably
That's
the
the team.
biggest company I have ever contacted for customer service and has given me the poorest customer service ever of all time.
Oh no.
Like Blizzard has given me better customer service than Jagex.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But like,
Jagex is garbage.
here's
for
the thing with
customer
here's the thing with customer service. Every fucking company outsources that shit to India. It's not from wherever the company is based. It is the support is coming from India.
Okay, fine. I've still had it better from Blizzard than whatever Indians Blizzard is hiring are better than the Indians Jagex is hiring. How's that?
Yeah.
I
Budget differences.
I'm not touching that with the 10
I'm
control.
not touching. No, same. I'm not.
Phil, did we do a no?
But not really.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really see much of a no.
Yeah, no. Like call
For you to last night's
cut
conversation.
that out in editing.
I'm gonna cut it.
majority
Yeah.
of calls are anyway.
I'm gonna cut it.
Phil,
worry
we've
about
already
it, I will.
established that out of all of us, you are the less politically correctly concerned person in this group.
Because
And
he's
I'm here.
Australian.
Okay,
'Cause he's-
but anyway, yeah, no, I would probably work for Jagex if I had the choice. You know,
fair,
the
that's
team
good.
they have is, you know, really small and focused. They do a whole lot of interaction with, you know, all their people and shit, customer service aside. And you know, they actually ask people, what content do you want us to be working on right now? Okay, cool. We'll go work on that. Tell us, you know, here's an update. Here's a small little snippet of, you know, how it's going to work. Do you like how this is working? If not, we'll do it another way. Great. Thanks for giving us your feedback. So, yeah, no. Like, them or just purely because their marketing department just makes a shit ton of bank. And mind you, it is the fuck it, I'm going to hell anyway, I may as well sell my soul option.
You work for the
EA.
Evil Empire. Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You would have to pay to get into hell, bro. What do you mean?
Kayla, I might have missed it. So what's your answer? Who would you
I
work
hadn't
for?
given one yet. I
Oh,
also
she
have
hasn't
3
given one
answers
yet.
like Gypsy. So technically this would mean I work for the Evil Empire too, but BioWare.
Okay, that's
Dun, dun,
that's
There-
not the
dun,
worst
dun,
one.
dun, dun.
That's good.
I
No, no.
mean,
You love Star
know,
Wars, so I mean, like
BioWare-
that's the
Yeah.
thing. So, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
where
I guess
Cover
so,
came
yeah,
from,
fair
it's
enough.
where Mass Effect came from. You know, they
well, Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, yeah, fair. Andromeda was shit.
also BioWare.
Yeah, but Andromeda was shit.
Anyway.
So I mean, like, I'm not counting.
I'm
I don't.
not going to get into the Andromeda conversation because it's
We're
going
just
to
not
be
doing it.
It was shit.
It's going to be
It was
another
shit.
debate.
We were the beta
So-
testers for it.
See, I never actually bought Andromeda.
Neither did I.
I just
Okay,
know
Caleb,
that
what-
it's a fit girl.
Yeah, your answer.
Kayla answered.
Thank you. So BioWare, Lucasfilm Games. Lucasfilm.
Okay.
And you guys won't know this one, but Her Interactive, because they make the game that's nearest and well, it's like my, I guess, guilty pleasure-ish, nearest and dearest to my heart game, which is the Nancy Drew series.
Aw.
I used to read the Nancy Drew books when I was much younger.
Well, Jake, you remember I did my capstone for my UX course on Nancy Drew.
Hmm?
They need a damn UXer over there.
Well, shit, I'll write him a letter. Hey, I'm your biggest fucking fan.
I already sent
Alright,
them. I literally sent them an email with my case study. I finished it. I even hit them up on Facebook and I sent them a link to my case study and my prototype.
Hello, please read. Okay, thank
I
you.
never heard it because I didn't expect to, but
So big companies, yeah, we covered. Because most people here are content creators and everyone here is gamers. We've all got some pretty badass gear going. That was the worst segment way I've ever done it in my life.
yeah, it's horrible.
It's the first podcast ever, okay?
Let me be horrible.
It doesn't
okay?
matter.
No.
I have been beaten by a golf club and felt that it was more subtle than whatever that was.
All right. Never
Hey, I
mind
won't
that.
make fun of you. I couldn't have done a better
Nice
job,
picture.
so good job. Good job, Jake. You did it good.
Thank y'all for tuning into the podcast. I am out. I'm gonna host this shit now.
We'll save it for the second one. Oh, you can't hear us now.
Now is the time that
Fuck
we then
you,
try to
Jake!
be Frosty in Among Us.
You have angered the chihuahua. You've angered the chihuahua.
Oh no. Alright, I guess I have to go to the bathroom now.
Oh no.
No,
No,
Jake,
but
see,
actually,
this is
because I actually want to know
after the
fellow
podcast.
gamers,
We should
like-
continue with the initiation ritual for Frosty, which should include Among Us.
Where'd Steve? Oh, Steve was
I
fun
don't
yesterday.
I did reinstall Among Us.
You can see
Nice.
the full stupidity of the science bros.
Sweet. Sweet.
And then
But
you
Hey,
get
hey. They're gonna see the full
the best
stupidity of Big
detective and the best
Frosty.
imposter.
They're not allowed to team up.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
we
You
don't
realize
team
we've
up.
tried to
We don't
implement that
team
every time, Gypsy. And
I know.
Oh, for
I know.
fuck's sake! Yes,
We
you
don't
do.
team up. We keep tabs on one another to
No.
make sure the other one isn't
No.
fucking around and
No.
killing
You
everyone.
admitted to
Absolutely
me. You
not.
guys team up.
No, I did not.
You guys team up
do.
every time. You give each other alibis, even if you're the bad
Also,
guy.
you called the science bros because it's not because you're scientific.
Because it's a meme. We're memeing on the radio. Fuck. It's
No,
not because
we
we're
should-
over here being like, oh, let's fuck over the rest of them. It's like,
But
we do that
We should
naturally.
pull, we should pull Brandy and Shannon and Will
I
if he's
think-
up to it and play
I think
like
Shannon-
massive Among Us and
Maybe Will, Brandy,
initiate
and
Frosty.
Can I just point
Hey.
out that when I went and took a piss the last time we played Among Us and came back, y'all had teamed up with Jake and were hiding in the fucking comms room, and then
I
you just
remember that.
fucking
I was about to
shamed
bring
me
that
as
up.
Just a
I
fun
walk in the
prank.
room going, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
None of us knew that. None of us knew that Jake was the imposter.
Yep, I
Yeah.
orchestrated that whole thing myself. I just
None
weaponized
of us
it.
knew that Jake was the imposter.
And then when Phil came into view, I popped out from the group that was all huddled in the
Just
corner. I'm
killed
like,
him.
hey, Phil!
That was we did not plot that part. It was beautiful.
Oh,
but
that
we
was
didn't
me.
plot it.
That was all me. That was all me.
The hiding part was fun, but we didn't know it was gonna happen.
No, I couldn't say what I had planned because then fucking Shannon wouldn't let me have any of my fun, and then she would have just hit the emergency button and be like, "Bird, fucking Jake said get him out."
Oh, we should definitely see if Brandy and Shannon and even Will are
Giant
up to it.
game.
so that Frosty can get the full Impulse Squared experience of Among
Yeah.
Us.
Oh no. Y'all will be
yeah.
getting the Frosty experience. Y'all are going down.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just you wait.
Hey Phil, he doesn't know about the science bros.
Yeah, no,
That's-
he does
that's-
not know that we are the best investigators.
Oh,
No, see,
okay.
that's
So that's
how
what you
you
call
get
yourselves, huh?
Me.
That's how you
What was
get the
that?
target on your back, and then the rule becomes everybody kill Frosty first. That is what
Please
happens.
don't do that.
when you
Please don't.
start-
I'm innocent. I'm innocent little boy that does not know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's too late.
Don't kill
It's
me,
too late.
please.
It's too late. You made yourself a target of the science bros. Hey Phil, we gotta find out what's in someone's head,
Yeah.
right? Let's use Frosty.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
our
alright. So we have Inspector Poirot over here. That's Jake. We have Lieutenant Columbo over here. That's me.
And Dead Man Frosty. Great.
What am I, Jack the Ripper?
Okay,
I
I'm
tend to
watching
be the
out for
best
you then.
imposter?
I'm watching out for you
Yeah.
then.
I'm just the cat. That's it.
Notice how the ginger got targeted right away. This is
Thank you for the
Hey,
raid.
butthole.
Thank you so much. Y'all are fucking badasses. For real. A big shout out
Big
to
PP.
King
Yeah,
Paul.
butthole. Hey.
You know, I've watched you do this.
Oh,
They're
wow.
actually really cool. I collaborated with King Borehole from Nerded Northerners recently in a Minecraft stream, and it was actually one of the most fun experiences I've ever had. So thank you, King Borehole. You guys are fucking awesome. Welcome to the show, our first ever podcast for Impulse Squared.
Yeah.
We directly really get into chaos and get into fights. So glad to
That's
have you
pretty
on
much
here.
been
A
the
lot.
whole hour and a half.
sit back and enjoy the
Constantly
show.
go
Ask
off the
questions.
rails.
Oh yeah, no, way off the rails.
We have
Holy
Guys, if you
Come
want
on, buddy. Thanks for the follow. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate you. I just totally forgot that the follow alert would show up over my face. I'd like, let me drag that over to Phil's face. He doesn't deserve it.
Keep it off my
guys,
face.
If you want to ask us questions in the chat, please do.
Yeah, please go for it by all means. Yeah.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay, bad. Okay, we are doing that. Sweet. Okay.
we can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
hold on, Frosty. Are you streaming this?
Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah, he's on.
I
his
didn't
one,
know
yeah.
you were streaming this. I thought we were just streaming. Whatever. Big
Oh,
shout out to
yeah, no, I am.
over there, Big Frosty.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
me.
Where is he on mine? Okay, he's over this way. Yay!
Wait, I'm not down. I'm right here.
You
Bro,
were
I'm over here,
free.
bro. Hey, Phil, how you doing, dude?
Wait, but he's...
Ow, my ear.
Oh, that's Kayla. Wait. Oh,
Over
but
there.
I want to point that way. No,
Yeah.
that way. Yeah, that way.
No, it's opposite. It's opposite. You were pointing the right way.
Okay, the Australian's directionally challenged. It's okay.
Hey, Jake
Lives
has
in the
flipped
upside
me.
down. Things are wrong there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jake
I
has
didn't
performed.
put you
Jake
put
has
you.
performed some of the scientific experiments that we haven't gotten into yet as
Wait,
the
wait,
science
wait.
bros, and he's flipped me around on his camera.
Listen, I didn't flip
Canada?
you around on your camera. If I didn't flip you
getting
around, you'd be
into-
upside down.
Apparently, we have requests to get into a philosophical debate about Canada.
Boo!
What is it in
Canada
French?
sucks.
My favorite country in the world. You all pointed the wrong way. I'm like, why is it Canada?
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold
why
on,
Canada?
hold on, wait. This is completely related to everything we've been talking about, and it sums up the entire discussion nicely. It is Canada because it kinda does what Nintendo don't.
You're fired.
All right,
You're
podcast done. Bam.
Drag him out of
Drag
Drag him out. Hey, you have the power to drag him out.
I do have the power to drag him out. Excuse me, Phil.
No way. That was too quick.
You really get... Oh, goodness. Oh, bring him
Phil's gone
back.
forever.
Bring it back.
Haha, now Phil's on the bottom. Oh, now he's
I mean,
Never mind.
that's not new.
It's
can't do that.
alphabetical
Oh my.
first.
Phil is my boss, and I won't get fired if I do that.
Like I.
My hair will not behave. I don't know what's going on with
I can or I
it.
can.
Oh, your hair won't behave. Do you want to have mine? You want to
No.
try taming any of this, Gypsy?
No.
Do you?
What?
Because I
Why
tell
do you
you
think I
what,
wear a
you
hat?
can put a hair brush through this as much as you want.
Y'all are fired.
Oh, that's because you
Do
I
anything.
can just shave you like a poodle.
Favorite
No.
country in the world. Favorite country in the world. What is my favorite country?
Jerusalem.
No. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
I don't
with. I'm gonna go with Norway. I love the music. I love the metal that comes out of Norway. So I'm gonna just say Norway. Simple answer.
Of course, it'd be the metal music that comes out of Norway with you. Why am I
What
even?
about you, Phil? What's your favorite country?
I don't
Probably
have
Japan
one.
because he's a freak.
No,
Favorite
Jupiter.
country is Australia.
Jupiter. Nice.
No, Jupiter, because it is supermassive
Oh,
and it will crush you if you try and land on
It's
it.
not a country, you dipwit.
Jupiter's not a
fun
country.
fact.
Why
Fun
isn't
fact.
it?
There are islands. I don't remember where it is, but there are islands somewhere that are named after all of the United States states. And it's just a bunch of islands, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I've tested this. I don't remember where it is, but it's a real
Tested?
thing.
How did
Yeah,
you
I looked
test
on it. It was on.
for
It's on. It's on Snap Map and everything. And like, you could zoom in and you could find it. And there's islands with all of the states from the U.S. It's really weird.
What does that mean?
Because I seen it. I seen
Are
it on
you referring
Instagram.
to North America.
No, I am not. Are we a bunch of islands? I mean, I guess. But like, is the states split up into a bunch of islands?
I'm with Cuddle Bunny on this one.
No, here, wait. I'm pretty sure it might be called. Here, wait. I need to find this.
Okay.
Really weird.
Moving
It
on.
might be called
Y'all can keep talking.
Devil's
Y'all can keep
Lettuce
talking.
Fantasy, Stoner Fantasy.
No, one thing that might help you maintain that hair is if you cut it.
No, don't cut your hair. That's bad.
Exactly.
You trying to get back to ponytail length?
Actually, I am.
Okay.
Please tell me I can find this. No, not Minnesota Island.
I forgot you would know when I had my ponytail.
Yes,
I was
would.
way longer. It was way down here before.
I don't think I knew you then.
It wasn't like you never had
What's
it
that, Gypsy?
untied.
I don't think I knew you then. I don't think.
No.
You didn't have it untied back then, though. Always up in a ponytail or some shit.
Yeah, usually.
Because I'd remember you having these long, luxurious locks. I feel like, and I don't.
I don't know. I can imagine you
Now,
calling it like that. But we'll
yeah.
try.
They do. Yeah. That's why I drew it back in a ponytail.
Springy. It's
Very.
weird because your camera's not working on Discord, so I have to keep looking over at the stream over on my second monitor, and I'm
It's
just
my
like,
not
camera's
working
not working
on
on
your
Discord.
Discord because
Yeah.
it is working on Discord.
yeah, it says like there's no video for him on
Might
my
not be
Discord.
loading for you, Gypsy, because I can see it just fine, and obviously
there it
Jake
goes.
can
Okay,
see.
so I had to
Stop
click him.
Here's a secret that Jake is just streaming
go, I fixed it.
Discord. So it has to be working on Discord.
It didn't work for a second for me. I had to fix it. Excuse me.
Awesome. Excuse me. Sorry.
QA had to perform from QA.
Did you?
Fight me.
Self QA.
I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Am I missing something up? Gypsy, what do I gotta fix?
No,
think I
no, we
found
were
it.
just
It was
heckling.
my problem.
Oh.
You're fine. When you booted Phil, it made his webcam stop working on my Discord, so I had to keep looking over at the stream to
That
see
was
him.
wait. That was the most earnest. Wait. What's working? What do I need to fix that I've ever heard from Jake? Oh my god, I actually feel sorry for him.
So let's see. We're still investigating the islands over here. Let's keep going with these countries.
Islands?
I'm still looking for this. I'm still looking for the islands thing.
gonna
And
just
I'm
let him
finding
do
it.
his
I'm
thing.
slowly getting it.
Phil,
Yo,
You have
Next.
not
I have
answered
another
the
question
question.
from Cuddle Bunny too. Go on.
Okay,
What was that,
let's
Gypsy?
just-
what? We're gonna go with the questions that was happening. What country would you live in?
What is your favorite country?
Oh, what is your favorite country? Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Jupiter.
Not
Jupiter.
country!
Get the fuck away from here. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
The island
That's
credibility.
my
is
answer. That is my answer. I don't want to live
Honestly,
here. There's
your
no
island credibility is waning.
I found the image of the islands. They're just there's no it doesn't show the names of them. It's
Are you
stupid.
talking about Hawaii, maybe?
No, it's
Possibly?
okay. It's
No, I
it's
think he's talking
Dubai's
about they're on a planet.
they're artificial islands, and it's Dubai's fake world
yeah.
islands, and they have these islands that are named after all of the states I think there's more than just that, but like there's
Not fake.
islands that are named after. No, it is not fake. It's on maps. Like you can actually find it on maps.
Dubai is
Like,
not a
it
real
is.
place.
It is, but
Oh,
it's
you're right, you're right.
it's a fucking theme park kind of a thing he's talking about. Okay,
Is it?
so with Cuddle Bunny, what
Damn
is your favorite Monty Python moment?
Ooh.
We haven't all- okay, fine.
Phil, start us off. Start us off on that, Phil.
Favorite Monty Python? It would have to be me.
The Knights of Need. Of course, the Knights
Are you
of
sure
Need.
it's the knights who say neat and not the knights who say icky icky tang run?
Hold on, what is it?
Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry. Is there anyone that missed the first question? Is there anyone that was not asked
Oh,
to?
Kayla and I. And,
I was-
and Island Boy over here.
Wait,
Caleb, what is the favorite?
Island boy.
My favorite country?
Yeah. Shut up,
What?
Phil.
I'm going. If you really want to know my favorite country, and it's just an excuse. I mean, because seeing as you guys seem to enjoy my accent so much,
Ooh.
I'd have to go with the land of the. I'd have to go with the with Aaron's country land, Ireland. You know.
oh.
Nice. Beautifully
My
done.
family.
See, I might agree with Ireland if they could just make up their minds to just stop resisting and just be a part of the fucking British Empire already.
No. Hey, I'm Irish. Shut up, Cuddle Bunny. Irish. Hell yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Cuddle!
Ireland's a great second choice because I heard that Guinness is just so much better when you get it like in Ireland. So I'm like, why not?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of flavorless crap over here anyway, but it could only be better from the
Well, you
land where it's meant to be.
You consider fucking what is it? Vegemite a delicacy over in Australia.
No.
Everything else
Horrible! It's fucking feral.
is
I've gone into this and I've said this already.
That you
The
prefer
only
Marmite
reason
over Vegemite.
the only reason that anybody likes Vegemite over here is because their parents forced it down their throats while they were growing up, so they have become conditioned to the flavor.
You know I'm
It
still
is
gonna clown you on
disgusting
Vegemite.
shit.
Gypsy,
I'm waiting.
Gypsy, what is your favorite country?
I was gonna go with you and say Norway.
Aha! Beautiful, beautifully done, beautifully done. Okay, second question. We got Phil with the Knights Who Say Knee. Frosty, do you know what Monty Python is?
Yes, I do. I haven't watched all of it, but my favorite part, I remember this vaguely, is the one with the bunny. The part with the bunny, where they're
No,
like,
no,
they need to
no,
kill
no.
the
show me
crazy
the
fucking
name.
bunny
Rabbit,
that
it's a
like murders
killer.
them.
Don't understand. What
It's
is the
just a
point, you?
rabbit. And then
What
they
you
get
want?
fucking destroyed.
Like, I don't, okay, like I am caught between the knights who say knee and always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of
What
life.
about you?
Who?
What about you?
What about you, Gypsy?
Oh gosh. Probably the meaning of life would be a great one.
What's your favorite moment?
Oh, the moment?
Oh, sketch. Yeah. Well, what's your
Oh, I
favorite?
thought we were talking movies.
No, not
no.
the whole movies. No, your favorite moment.
It's either going to be is Wefa thin or every sperm is sacred. Like that whole bit. I think those are my
Good
two,
bit.
Yeah.
two there. Just the absurdity of it.
I would have to say the life of Brian when dude's brought in front of oh fuck, biggest dickus. That whole thing was
Biggest dickus.
that
That sounds
brilliant.
great.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I do agree. That is a good scene.
My father was a Roman. A Roman?
A Roman?
No, a Roman.
Big
He's a wife, you
shit.
know. I could quote that scene all day. You know what she's called? Incontinentia. I'm just gonna make it stop. Right?
Really, it's really hard to like pick just a favorite because there's so many
Oh,
good
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic.
I mean, we all
No.
know. I mean, I even have a T-shirt for the the Black Knight.
Of course.
I've got it's old, it's faded, it's beautiful. It's one of my favorites.
I remember you telling me about that. I remember you telling me about that shirt.
It's
I
somewhere in my poor closet. Will be excavated one day.
I realized what I just said, and the implications of talking about Gypsy's clothes in front of her man's here. Okay, yeah, those.
Where Polly?
I mean, but I was talking about this shirt too. Like,
I think we might have been talking like old films or whatever. And
Jay, can I answer the question?
yes.
I was going to interrupt you at some point and say,
I had mistaken you talking about the Knights of
Okay.
you know, I had mistaken that for you. So my bad. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so I have two. Like the Ministry of Silly Walks,
Of course, yes. How did I forget?
and
Oh my god.
ignore the loon in the corner.
Yes.
Go on, Kayla.
I'll move them off from stream here in a second.
and should the other side you see answer ye these questions three.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Lancelot of Camelot, what is your quest? I seek the Holy Grail. What is your favorite color?
Blue. No, yellow.
That wasn't.
Oh, that's
wasn't
different. That's different, isn't
somebody
it?
else. No, but Lancelot gets blue and he goes, off you go then. Oh, it's Robin that does blue, no yellow. And then I think it's Galahad who
Yep.
gets, what is the capital of Pisidia? I don't know that.
Yes.
And then we have the swallows.
What is
Yes.
the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? What do you mean, African or European swallow? Well, I don't know.
Yep. That was, dude, the first time I saw that, I was not sober, and I couldn't stop.
How did you know
I
so
just
much
thought-
about swallows? How do you know these things when you're king? I saw that when I was 10.
So, Cuddle, what's your favorite Monty Python moment then?
Yeah, so that, flip the script. Flip the script.
Yeah.
My brother over
Flip
here.
it. Reverse it. I swear
Damn,
I have
next
a deck of Uno
Next
cards
time we do a
around me
podcast, Gypsy, I'm gonna have to break out those headphones, and we could both be rocking out that shit.
somewhere.
With the
The
glow.
glowy red light.
I mean, everything else of mine glows red, so I mean, like, may as well, right?
They're my
best
only
$30
headphones,
Mine's glowing
although
orange.
At some point, I really need to get new ones
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the
I
Arctic
am-
7.
because of
I am
this.
definitely getting a pair of Arctic 7s on Tuesday.
Oh, mine
because
was falling
the
off. I
microphone on
taped
these
it.
ones is just done.
Oh, you're
Yep.
gonna copy me, Phil? Really? Really?
Yeah.
I've also
yeah,
had
I'm
these
gonna
for like
copy
over a
you.
decade now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta replace them.
Yeah.
Kayla,
I mean,
Kayla, I will go ahead and Amazon link a pair of headphones. I will get you some.
Bunny scene.
You don't need to find me them.
Easily,
So-
it's
When
the
I have a
bunny
job.
scene because it's so ridiculous with the rabbit killing, train knights, the holy hand grenade, and all of that.
Yeah, when they were reading,
Yes!
they were reading about the holy
And the
hand
fruit
grenade.
bats
It's like
skip a bit.
2 is too short. If you count to 4, that is too long. You know, or something like that. Whatever.
if you want just budget headphones that actually work great and seem to have good voice quality, these saves, they're like $30.
Oh, these are fine. I mean, they're beats. They're just really old beats.
Well, I mean,
course
I
you got
really wanna-
Yeah, and
Of course, you got beats.
Actually, my dad bought them for me because of my music major. They were a Christmas present when I first started going to school.
I heard vocals don't come through too clearly on beats. Is that true? Like they sound a
Never
little,
had
a
that
little
on the
tin-
song.
Never had that issue, and I've also used them for actually mixing audio, and they've been really great.
Okay, okay.
I heard my friend on New Year's Eve with the Arctises, and I was like, they sound great. And I need a wireless headset, so
Yeah, I had a regret purchase with headphones like
After.
it was like $99 before tax. It was a pair of Sony, what was it, XB 650s or something like that, 650 BT. For some reason, like I could listen to music, it was great until I heard any music that featured a vocalist. Then it was just for some
that
reason
sucks.
just, the vocal audio
I mean,
just
after
did
y'all
not.
made fun of my
It's a puppy.
It's my
Yay.
yeah, after y'all made fun of my
Okay,
voice
yeah.
on the Razor on the Black Sharks, I was like, fine, I'll go get another headset.
And all of a sudden you sound like you do now, and I'm just like, whoa.
Well, this is in this $30. That's the funny thing. It's like $30 headset.
$30 headset. How clear is
Yeah.
it? You don't need a new like microphone or anything like that. Like holy shit,
No,
you're
but
good.
like,
No, see, here's the
You're
thing
better
with
than
these
Phil.
ones. These are actually great for output. Like, you know, the sound coming in is freaking gorgeous, but the sound going out is kind of horrible. And now the microphone is kind of old and, you know, busted up inside and shit. So it just goes staticky.
Yep.
And,
That's the
Yeah.
that's the worst part of everything.
yeah.
Hopefully, at some point, I will make my microphone actually work again.
hey,
You're
I was-
microphone. Actually, yeah.
Yes.
What's everyone's rocking with the microphones, headset or otherwise? Phil, what do you got going on? What's the microphone you use for streaming and all that?
Yeah, this thing here, what is it? It's a Rode something or another. I'll
You've
see
had
if
it
I
for a
can find
while.
it in a sec. Yeah, I've had it for like God knows how long now.
How much did you spend on it though?
It was
Like your whole setup?
about the whole setup. Oh shit, that's
Wrong direction.
That's 650. That's 650, 700.
You disappeared.
I'm gonna try that. Let me have some fun. Fucking Kayla, what do you got going on there?
So this is my condenser mic. It's a Newegg, or newer. Literally, the brand is newer. I don't remember how much we got it for. It was a few years ago. My roommate
Oh,
and I
there
were
he
going
is.
to try and start our own. My roommate and I were going to start our own streaming channel, and it didn't pan out. So we bought all this equipment. So like, I have sound dampening paddles. I have lavalier mics and headset mics. I have, I've got sound mixers and stuff. We just never got to it. I have my eye on a dynamic mic for when for later down the line. That's like sweet and it's like retro.
ASMR streams and like totally do
Oh.
ASMR, and do that for your stream.
Oh, but no, it's like it's a really nifty condenser, not condenser. Dynamic
Sure is a
mic.
great brand. Sure is a great brand.
It's a Shure Dynamic that I've had my eye on Sweetwater for forever.
Yeah, no, Sure is a great brand, especially if you're
I
setting
was-
up with microphones for especially live formats and whatever. Like Shure S57s were the go-to ones. Like they were great, especially for like rock bands, metal bands, and whatever, because one of the selling points on that was their durability. Like there was a joke that you could build a stage using Shure SM57 mics as the hammers and still be good for performing and all that stuff. So I mean,
Right,
like
that's
Shure's a great brand.
The nice thing though about having a condenser mic when it works, or when the whole loop works, I should say, seeing it seems like just it should be the USB cable. That's the problem. is that then like you cannot hear the Chaos Beast when she barks upstairs because condenser mics are great for picking up close range sound, whereas dynamic mics are much better for sound. I mean, they're better for vocals for sure, but they also pick up more sound, so they're great for quieter spaces.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Frosty, what do you got going on?
For me, I have I have a Blue Yeti microphone. I'm a very basic human being, and I have an arm for it, as you can see. I just recently got, and on top of that, my other equipment would be the Logitech C920 for my webcam, which I am very happy with that purchase because it comes with the Logitech app where you can put, like, for example, I made myself orange, and you can like edit like a bunch of filters and stuff, and then a bunch of the other things that I have, which are like just whatever. My monitors are kind of poopy. They all run about like I think like 60 hertz, which is it's doable. And I have a basic mouse and keyboard, obviously, and then with the mic, one of the things that I use, or well, mic and like just audio in general for like streaming and all that, I do use Voice Meter. The reason I use Voice Meter with that stuff is so I can play copyrighted music during streams and it'll be taken out during the VOD, and then I won't get my shit muted and I can still play the music that I enjoy. And that's probably the most interesting thing that I have going on right now with like audio and all that. But my plans for the future for my equipment is this is kind of very like basic at the moment. A basic idea of what I want, but I want to get a new keyboard that's mechanical and a smaller one, and then having a numpad that's separate from it, like my own personal like numpad. So if I need it for like gaming, I could just put it next to the small keyboard, or if I need something for like a Stream Deck kind of thing, I could use a numpad for that. And then for a mouse, I don't really care. I just need something better. What the fuck is that?
A numpad on the mouse.
On your mouse? You guys both have that?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Welcome to playing MMOs.
I can't do that one.
Absolutely kill it on the games we play.
You want to see my mouse? Oh, I can't even show you guys because you know what? Here.
Hell.
The booty mouse pad. I forgot about that. I don't want to put that on
mouse.
stream.
I have the most basic of y'all.
That's really cute.
How do you
That's
play
really
Final
cute.
Fantasy with that?
Skill, motherfucker.
No.
You know what I have? If it makes you feel better, Jaden, I'm running all of this right now off of a laptop that is it's going on 6 years old as of this year.
How's the laptop doing? That thing has to be like almost pooped on.
It's an Inspiron. It was like an Inspiron 5700 or something. It was, but my most fancy piece of tech right now is my keyboard.
Ooh, that looks awesome. That looks cool.
Couple bits of it are broken, but it's my nice, fun mechanical keyboard that I can change the colors on if I want to.
Yeah,
That's
same
sick.
with mine.
Yeah.
So-
This is a really cheap mouse with a numpad.
On this thing, everything
Really
is
really
nice,
cheap.
tiny.
See, but here's
I
the
love
problem, Phil.
Like me too. So I
Do you
don't have
play,
to-
Phil? Do you play right or left-handed?
Yes.
Right, because you're ambidextrous. It doesn't matter. See, most
Same.
mice with numpads are built for right-handed
they're on-
players.
Yeah. But this one actually you
I'm
can.
a lefty.
No, this one actually you can pull all the stuff off of it and switch it around.
Oh, it's
at
one of
least there's
those.
Or-
that.
Because I used
That's
to use a
awesome.
Razer one. Because I used to use a Razer one and you couldn't. I just learned to use my pinky finger.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember one of the first mice that Razer came out with. You had to use your pinky to adjust your sensitivity on the fly, which was really great for FPSs. Because, like, in the old style FPSs, they didn't used to do this, but you had to, like, on the fly manually adjust your mouse sensitivity for when you were playing an FPS and you would, look down your scope. It wouldn't slow down. You would just, like, move your mouse, like, just a smidgen, and you would just suddenly go, wabba! Just like, holy turn. So, like, it did adjusting, per what you're doing in a game. Wasn't a thing, so you had to have a mouse like that for, especially in this is an obscure one. When you were playing Fear, right? FPS, it was a horror based, but they had an online mode. God, that's 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So you just had to have an on-the-fly sensitivity adjustment like that. So you would have to learn how to use your pinky for that. Probably an older gamer moment at this point.
Really old game, that one.
Yeah. The mic I use, very basic. It's a Samsung C01U condenser, just plug and play USB. I got it on a desk mount. The pop filter I have attached on an arm. So I mean, like, it's a very basic setup, nothing too expensive, nothing too fancy. I think for the just having paid $80 for the whole setup, pretty decent. Nice mid-budget option for any other content creators out there that are looking to get into content creation and want a decent quality. And I enjoy it. I would recommend the Samsung C01U. I've been using it for over 10 years now. It's a microphone that has stood the test of time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is if you have it on a desk mount and I start typing away, Phil remembers this, it sounded awful.
Oh, I got you.
So how I remedy that was I just have a pair of socks.
Holy shit. Yeah, I can do that. Woo! I think we have the same arm. We might have a similar one. Because I got the springs too.
Yep. But no, I have my keyboard mounted on a couple of socks right now.
Camera
so
died.
when I'm typing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make too much.
Oh well.
It's just a blurry picture for.
Yeah, it'll come back in a sec.
Here's hoping.
Oh, the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
Do this and
Hello.
put it back on.
God, he moved.
It'll probably fix
There
it.
you
Phil,
go.
your
Yeah,
profile
there it is.
picture is beautiful.
Oh, him and
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
wearing
pointing
27.
Mhm.
Oh, I feel like that would have been appropriate for today.
Could have been.
The jacket. I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
you
but
should have
it's
worn the
boiling
jacket.
hot. It's boiling hot.
Get a
Remember
fan.
the middle of
Putting
Yeah.
on the leather thing.
Australia is
Suffocating here.
hot as fuck right now. It's not cold. It's our turn to be cold. Everyone else.
I feel like I might have the most basic of setups for now.
Maybe you told us about the headphones you're using.
That's
I
it.
want to. I want to involve you on the question anyway.
yeah.
What do you want to use? What do you want your setup to be?
I want to invest
Repeat
in
your
the
question.
Shure MV7
Ooh.
as a microphone eventually. I right now have the very boring Logitech C310, which serves purpose, but I'd like one that's a little bit crisper. Maybe I'll bump up to like the C920 as well. And headset, probably looking at like the Arctis 7 Plus. I like my keyboard.
Yep.
My keyboard's a Black Widow with all the color
bad.
changey pretty bits.
Not
I
bad.
love it very much.
My wife runs with one of those. Yeah.
The mouse is the hard part because so this is the very tiny itty bitty M325. We are talking
Yeah. It's the most
for
basic of
size we have a
basic.
10-piece chicken nugget package. It's that tiny.
Oh,
It's tiny. But that's
Yep.
because
convenience.
I have tiny hands. So
It's true.
finding a gaming mouse with the buttons is because they no longer make the one that I would have used. It's hard because they're
I
all
hate
made
that.
for larger hands. Like I tried to get the Naga, it was huge. Like
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Damn it! I was you beat me to the
You
joke.
do it,
How's
Boston.
doing my
Fuck.
Oh, it's hard
I was gonna
to
be
find
like,
them.
that's what she said.
Have small hands or like I play left-handed because I'm left-handed. So
okay, yeah.
there aren't a lot of gaming mice that are shaped for a left-handed player.
Yeah.
I need one that's
Yeah,
control.
that's the glory of this one is that I
That's
think we have very
so
similar
like-
mice actually because this also works just fine for left because it's the exact same
And then
size.
Sharon and I, Phil and I are with the equipment that is used by the
I'm a
top
cool
tier
right-handed
of
gamer.
like Call of Duty players and League of Legends players and MMO players, and Phil and I are just like, we've got keypoints to hell and we're still shit.
One day I'll find it. Or I mean, I was just given like you were mentioning an independent number pad.
Yeah.
I have that,
Yep.
but it will just mean kind of like. I mean, I have a number pad on my keyboard, but I haven't been able to get the the binds to work. So where like I can control my bottom top hotbar all I want, but the other
Yep.
ones I'm clicking. I'm moving my mouse and click, 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 click.
Yeah, I noticed that all of our answers are I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kayla.
You're fine. I mean, like my external keyboard and my laptop keyboard both have numpads on them, which is super helpful. But I haven't really done much with them.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine set to different keybinds for Guild Wars 2 is my game lately, but if I go back to I imagine I'll be going back to Star Wars: The Old Republic if only to keep up on the content and whatnot and get my characters just in case I feel like going back to it or whatever. I don't know. I just like across almost all MMOs I've ever played, I always seem to go back to, keep myself up on the gear and whatever, just in case I'm ever in the mood to come back. That way I'm already ahead of the curve and I'm just like, all right, I'm here. Let's play.
I think it's in February they're releasing the patch.
Yep.
I think the
I'm
only
looking
reason
forward to the combat update one, for the combat styles.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
hyped about that.
I think that's
the
just
only
really cool.
reason I still have a Star Wars: The Old Republic subscription because I keep forgetting to cancel the Old Republic subscription.
Do it now. Do it now. Now that you remember, do it.
I feel
Fucking
that.
do it.
I feel that the only reason I don't have a subscription is because I don't keep my money in the account that it gets taken from, so it automatically cancels itself.
Nice.
Big brain.
Right, and I typically do it on a 6-monther, so I don't even remember the last time.
Yeah.
You'll come back to us. Don't worry. One day.
Oh, I
But
will
wait,
not.
if with that being the case, does that mean that I no longer need like 18 kusus?
That's right. That's right.
I only
We
need,
talked
like,
about
The hell is
4.
that?
Yeah, we talked about this. You only really need 4.
Yeah.
And it'd be great because on Bounty Hunter, I would be able to use the Commando Vanguard skills, not skills, but like their aesthetic and fighting style and all that. Like, I'm not going to be stuck using a fucking blaster. I'll actually have a carbine and actually dangerous looking skills instead of just
You're
Yeah, it is. I know. I did
Okay.
that intentionally.
Oh.
I'm trying to fix it for a sec.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, he
He's-
did
he's-
imply
he's-
earlier that if he were to stand up, we'd be looking at some things that would not be suited for.
Anything.
Hey, yo.
I'm sure Kayla and Gypsy won't mind, but me and Frosty are still here, and we'd be like, no.
No, that's vicious, Jay. So,
Frosty
no,
would be like,
I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily
you
appreciate it.
I'd be like, I've seen it.
No more ripped jeans. Ah!
So it seems like I love the variety in all of our answers, especially when it comes to audio equipment. I imagine it would be the same across GPUs, motherboards, all that good stuff. We all have our
God,
own
I
preference.
can't answer that.
we don't talk about we don't talk about my motherboard.
I have the
Okay, I'm
apparently
apparently
that
the only
came
one-
with the computer.
Fair enough.
I
but,
feel
but
that.
it seems like we would all have like preferences and for different things, and I feel like that sort of variety is actually pretty awesome because as content creators here and all that.
The fuck are you doing, Phil?
What are you doing?
He's being a chuck
Fuck it,
fuck.
that's bad luck. That's jinx. No, just using the motherboard that comes with the computer. Just
Oh,
It's a
yeah, Phil's being-
laptop. Of course.
See, I don't know
I
anything
build my
about
own
computers,
gaming
okay?
rig.
I know
Yeah,
GPU
I'll
and
get a better
CPU, and that's
motherboard.
it.
ward off the
The only
evil power
modification
Christ
I have made to
compels.
this computer was upgrading it to 64 gigs of RAM.
I, need
I
more
haven't even
RAM.
gotten that far. I'm only at fucking 16.
I'm at 64.
Like,
Phil's at
The only
64.
for some of my sound mixing tools, need a minimum of 32 gigs. So I just was like,
That's
fuck it, we'll go to 64.
Yeah. See, I only have 16 because my motherboard can only contain 16. So, in order to upgrade, I will have to upgrade the board, which means upgrading the RAM, which will mean likely upgrading the CPU because why the hell not? At that point, the GPU is pretty
Yeah.
okay, but at this point, I might also just look and just upgrading the GPU as well.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of like, the next upgrade is going to be the big haul.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
My motherboard only comes with 2 RAM slots, surprisingly.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
same.
that's I hate it. I hate it so much. And
Oh, you got 4?
Maybe I have 4.
a lot of
I know. Phil's stuck on 2. He's stuck on 2.
Really?
But why did refugees have more RAM slots than that?
Yeah, no, like everybody that I know and every motherboard that I've ever seen has 4, right? I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how
have 4.
2 only exists.
There are people fleeing war-torn countries who have more RAM slots. What?
How many slots do I have?
I need to upgrade. Literally, I just need to get a new computer at this point. Like, I want to
Gypsy, do you
upgrade my
have two?
CPU and my GPU. And
And I need a new
I got-
computer because it's been
No,
some
but I like the
years
variety
since
on
my last update, but
I like the variety of answers. Kayla,
Two.
Gypsy, do you guys plan to be content creators soon?
oh,
At some point.
Kayla already is.
I would do voice acting.
Well, yeah.
voice acting would be so fun. That would be
Well,
fun.
Gypsy's got the voice for it. Gypsy and Phil both have the voice for it. I mean, Kayla can do accents too. Kayla can absolutely get into it. I can't. Me and Frosty, I know you and I can't.
Kayla has
If they
acting
if they
for her
need
own
someone to
context.
scream for them, I can do it. I'm your
Kayla has
guy.
And then-
One of my
voice acting for
bucket list
projects.
things is to be a voice actor at some point. I want to do that.
And I've
Nice.
also been a radio host, which is vastly harder than being a voice actor.
Oh,
you know what?
shit.
Phil, you remember this because I tried to
Yeah, I
get
know
you to
the
help me out with
Firefly
sounds.
thingamajiggy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically it's still live. We just haven't done anything with it. At one point, a friend of mine and I, she's a theater gal, we were gonna try and run, like podcast, radio, drama kind of things. And find some really cool classic literature to do it with. So like, when I did it for school, I took a chapter out of Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, and I got a bunch of my friends to voice, all the different characters, and it was a lot of fun. And so, actually, last year we put out a casting call, and we were going to do The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which is the first Poirot novel. Unfortunately, we didn't figure this out until we started getting audition tapes, but we forgot that while it's in the public domain in the United States, it's not in the public domain in the UK. We did not want to be sued by the estate of Agatha Christie. So we tried to email them to see if we'd get permission, and we never heard back. So we're still trying to figure things out. We might end up seeing about going like the Arthur Conan Doyle route, because I believe that is fully in the public domain. Or at least some of the early Sherlock Holmes stories are.
So I just discovered focus mode. I can totally focus on who has the floor. Like I got Phil in focus mode.
Oh,
I got fucking Kayla in focus mode.
Put me in
That's
focus
super
mode.
cool.
I am on focus. Yeah.
Let's give Gypsy a spotlight here. I totally forgot focus mode was a thing. Hell yeah.
What is
What's up,
focus mode? I
Gypsy?
don't. What is it like?
And then I
Put,
go
it
back to
puts.
grid.
Wait.
Yeah, it puts,
Is that-
it puts whoever I click on to like be the big screen, and the rest of us are on the side.
All right. Well, I'm big screen forever. You guys are now little screen.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I got for
Damn.
some reason I got all pixelated and laggy as soon as I did that, and I'm still now like, ugh.
wait.
Bring me
Welcome
back
back,
into
welcome
the
back.
good into 720 30
Come
frames
back,
per
Settlebug.
second. Come on.
What's going on?
Sorry, that was. I posted my motherboard, but I posted the wrong one. I'm a trigger Phil. That's all.
Phil, you want to go ahead and take a look at that motherboard for us?
Here in general. There you go, Phil. That's my motherboard right now.
Because I'm streaming right now. I don't want to expose general chat. Again. Phil's found it. It can't be anything good.
Oh.
But I like the writing on answers because that brings me back to the first thing we talked about, which is content creation and all that. And Kayla, you've done voice acting, and Gypsy, you want to do voice acting, and there's different. What in the fuck am I looking at? What low budget piece of shit?
That's my. Well, okay, so here's the thing. This is not my build because my
Hold on,
build
let me
when
go
I
into
move.
focus mode. No, keep it on there. Keep it on there. I want to see this thing in big mode.
Okay,
What in
so
the Gypsy?
red, so the red
Explain.
one is a PCIe slot. One fucking PCIe slot.
No, it's not
One.
focused.
2 RAM slots.
It's not a.
So,
There we go.
Okay, so
You have to
listen.
expect
Oh,
to
no.
see CRT tubes on that thing, Gypsy.
listen. Okay, here's the thing.
How is there not a hamster on a wheel with cheese?
What's the
dangling
little
off?
dongle thing?
Okay, look. Okay, here's the story. Like, this is okay. So this computer's not my build. This is a kindly given build because what happened was then when I lived in Oakland, California, I was moving.
How long ago did you get this computer?
And-
Like 15 years?
I've lived here 5 years. We'll say 6 or 7 years ago, maybe.
Jesus. Phil.
But
Okay, so it's about as old as my computer.
listen,
Phil, I'm
okay.
really glad you and I are at the front of it.
Ras Brigands, Soviet era motherboard.
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so even my build was my build before that was older, but what happened was I was moving and I had movers. The movers dropped my build and it destroyed the motherboard. It was fried. I turned it on, smoke. So my friend who worked for Corsair at the time had this media box, and this is what they gave me, and it works great for what I needed. It still works great for what I need. The original case though was a cube, the Corsair like cube.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was great, fine. And I mean, this thing still runs perfectly great. But again, this being as old as it is, why I only have so much, and why when I had to upgrade my card, it was so much fun, because the first time I tried to upgrade my card with an NVIDIA, the card itself was too big for the case. I had to upgrade cases to upgrade the video card.
So the thing about unconventional cases is you run into problems like that almost all the fucking time.
Yeah. I mean, now I run a 5700 and I like it. Eventually I'll upgrade, but like, you know. Yeah. I just have this picture of like, my friend was like, well, you know, how are you doing the video card? And I just like, it's a picture of the video card laying on the cube case, like literally laying on it. There's no way to fit it in. I was like,
or anything? You didn't like rig up something like bent paper clips, chewed bubble gum?
I tried. Oh no, I tried.
Duct tape.
I was taking like
lots of duct
I was
tape.
taking pliers and fucking wire cutting scissors to this case to try and make it work out of pure desperation.
You just gotta punch it a lot, and then it'll eventually work.
No, eventually I just upgraded to another Corsair.
No shell.
I just upgraded to another Corsair case that has a tempered glass side. So it worked out, and I got a 40% discount because of my friend.
I'm really happy Phil and I are sort of spearheading CasterSquared content creation thing, because he and I have the necessary equipment and for the time being, absolutely. Gypsy, come on. You can't tell me that's not a fair thing to be thankful for.
Don't you make fun of Serenity. She's doing her hardest.
Never mind. Back to content creation, especially a question for Frosty, because I haven't heard an opinion from Frosty on this. You know, I kind of know Phil's idea, and I know mine. Like, duh. But Frosty, what do you think the future of content creation is looking like? Like, we knew what it was like back in 2013, 2014, 2016. It was nice. It was fresh. This year, it's kind of like trying to be the next big musician. It almost kind of cringe. You almost want to be like, you almost don't want to tell people in your personal life that you're wanting to be into content creation. But what do you think? What do you think is the reason for that now? And what do you think the future of content creation is going to be like as an industry?
I feel like a lot of a trend that I've seen as of recently, for the past few years, is that it seems like a lot, especially when COVID hit, is everybody wanted to be a Twitch streamer or YouTuber from home. At least a lot of people did, or a lot of people that I know, and just all that shit. And it feels like what I think is, as time goes on, the saturation for video games and streaming specifically is gonna get blown out of the roof more than it is still today, which sucks to think about, because as of right now, I feel like saturation for video games and all that is fucking insane. Like, if you go on to, there's a new game, Super People, no, I did it again. Jake, Jake, when I think you tuned into my stream when I was playing that, Super People, a battle royale game, right? Obviously, it's going to be super saturated, but when I first heard about it, I heard it from my buddy Riley, and I asked a bunch of different people if they've ever heard of the game Super People. Nobody knew what it was. I went on Twitch. I seen that Tfue was the only like super big streamer that was streaming it, and then there was a shit ton of people that were like 10 and below viewers streaming this game. Just a bunch of like people on like I think it was a bunch of different like consoles and stuff too, but the saturation was so bad that people who are actually trying to genuinely make content and who are doing really good at it were getting flooded out by these people who didn't really know what they were doing. And I feel like that's just going to keep getting worse and worse, you know? And even with like newer and smaller games, like a game like Super People, even though it is a battle royale, and battle royales are just, they obviously get saturated instantly as soon as they're known. I feel like a lot of smaller games are going to start getting more saturated, especially when people understand what saturation is more, and they're like, oh, we have to go to these smaller games because the bigger streamers aren't on it. And then all these smaller games that would work in the past are now super saturated by random people that are just trying to that don't really work professionally and know what they're doing.
My solution to this problem.
Let's hear
My
it.
solution to this problem: your own game and stream it.
Yes, yes,
Nobody
big
else can
brain,
do it.
big brain.
Exactly. That's a big brain play. No, like I discussed this with Frosty before, or rather I more or less vented about it, rather than discussed it. I don't know what Frosty's thoughts are on it. Phil, what do you think? Content creation used to be awesome. It is still awesome. It's still great. It's going to be great, especially when it comes from people who like are professionals and not only professionals in the realm of being successful, but professionals in the realm of presentation, making sure their audio is good, the video is good. They actually have the equipment. They actually have, the talent. What do you think the future of content creation is going to be like?
I think, for the most part, yeah, Jaden is right in the, there's just a crap ton of people that have, jumped onto the whole bandwagon since COVID hit. But I honestly kind of feel like a lot of them, the majority of them, are eventually just going to go back to work. Like, they're not sitting in, like the position we are or Jaden is where, they're not too stressed out over other costs and things and whatever. It's like they're gonna have to shove off and find themselves full-time jobs and whatever, find a second job as well to cover shit, make sure there's a roof over your head, and yeah, it'll balance itself out. Like it's still the exact same with websites as well, back in the 90s when every company and their dog and their cat wanted a fucking website, and oh no, it's a big thing, we really need to have it.
Sounds like
and
NFTs.
then, suddenly there's a whole bunch of everything. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of everyone that has one and no one knows where to go. But
sounds
eventually
exactly like
petered out
NFTs.
into no, it just peters out into everyone eventually knows what they're doing, who's what, and
anyone can make their own company now
around.
and do it.
Caleb, what are you thinking? What do you think the future of content creation is going to be like?
Future of content creation?
Yeah,
there's gonna be lots of oversaturation, and I think it's gonna start. I mean, most of the time when I look at content creation, I'm looking at more than just streaming, or even what you put on SoundCloud or shit like that. Like, like Gypsy, I've belonged to some pretty hardcore RP communities, and they put out content like no one's business. Whether it's they put out videos for that, introduce events or their guild or whatever. Like, there was one guy in my last guild who literally made us recruitment videos with footage he cut from the Old Republic.
Nice.
We were writing scripts for news broadcasts that never happened, but we were working on, hopefully making those a thing one day. We had those.
We did in the Imperial News Network as well. Was kind of like an actual. Yeah.
I remember you told me about that once. I saw it once. I saw something. I was like,
I think the future of content creation is going to become more than just, oh, what can I do that's playing somebody else's game, making a cover of somebody else's music. We're going to start seeing more and more, hey, here's original content based on stuff. Yeah. It's kind of like when you watch how like some of the old YouTube stars, I hate to say old, but like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Smosh, they started, from, maybe doing parodying or from Let's Plays to creating their own content. That's brand new.
Yep. Gypsy,
I think we're going to start seeing more original content.
I was actually kind of in agreement with Kayla. I think that we're gonna see a lot of the same stuff over and over again. Because that's what people know and that's what they know to put out. But I think also as things level out, we are going to see possibly things we haven't seen before, newer content with a spin of its own, because you're going to get the people that are on here because they think this is what they want to do and they're out of work and such and so on. And then you're also going to get the people that keep on and they make this their thing, kind of like you guys are doing. And somewhere along there, we're going to have a break where you're going to have your basic content creators that all they do is just stream, and they're one-trick ponies.
Yep.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing stuff that we might not have thought about before, or new and different kind of collabs and things like that. And one thing I really like seeing that I've seen now, especially not just on YouTube, but even TikTok and the like, is that you're seeing more collabs from different people. Like before, it was like you had the big names and they sometimes collabed. And and sometimes now you're seeing big names pairing with people you may not have heard of before. And it's really creating this whole new community that's happening. You say, hey?
Right. I mean, it almost falls along the lines of kind of our own. In recent times, I mean, it's homages because a lot of it's fan fiction, but it's all original work. Hell, a couple years ago, it won a Hugo Award. The whole site won a Hugo Award, which is for sci-fi literature. They won an award for best related work because of some of the content that's on AO3. So I think we're going to start seeing more things along the AO3 model, and with things like fandom, which allows you to make your own sites based on anything. I think there's gonna be a lot of way for we're gonna start seeing a lot more story being told.
Yes.
Can I add one thing? So on the original content, something that I think was new, and I think it's a reference. Yes, there are more common creators, but when we watch, for those of us that got to experience something like Unasanas, that was a new kind of content.
I wish I experienced that.
I caught the tail end of it, and it's things like that I look forward to see, where people they come up with this thing that's new, and that's gonna be talked about for a long time. And yeah, it's got some bigger content creators, but even if we see newer creators doing things like that, I look forward to that age. I think that's something that's going to happen, especially because we're going to get younger generations with a whole other spin on the view of how everything goes and what they can make.
Well, something that TikTok does on the topic of collabs is
we got him into TikTok last night. Some backstories.
Yeah, we did.
We got Phil into TikTok last night.
TikTok is interesting.
CasterSquared. Yeah, woo! I'm a Zoomer.
We asked Phil to start the Impulse Squared TikTok last night, and now today he's a fucking expert. So, what do they do on TikTok collabs, Phil?
No, well, as I was about to say, I don't know what the feature is called, but Gypsy, you probably know what it is. The thing, huh? Yeah, duet. That's it. Yeah, where one person can make a video, and then you can upload your own video right next to it.
I hate that shit.
Oh no, it's fantastic.
No. You get a whole bunch of people that do sea shanties and shit.
Yeah, that's how we got the electro shanty build-up that we got. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, that kind of tool is perfect. It has so much potential to do so many great things, but it's been used, and I want to tie this into the answer to my own question. Per the standard for the podcast, I seem to be answering my own questions last, which is perfectly fine. It's whatever. Is that a lot of people are using it as a way to try to catch that clout that everyone's trying to chase.
Everyone's been trying to do that since the dawn of fucking time.
I was gonna say that's not new.
That's not new, and that's not really what the spirit of ends up being.
I'm not saying it's new.
Okay.
A lot of people are absolutely doing it. It makes it difficult for people who are actually trying to create something awesome to get any sort of the recognition that they sort of deserve, because they're actually putting in effort. They actually write out scripts, for example, for like comedy bits, or they're putting together a new piece of music, or whatever, and they want to showcase that or something like that. You have to fight through 1,000 other people who are just putting their face and reacting to something.
Well, I'm sorry, Maharaja Chandragupta, but humanity has not perfected itself in the last 100,000 years, and it's never going to. That's just fucking. What are you talking about?
I can see where I can see where Jake is coming from, because there are people who do it right. There are people who do it right.
I'm not saying it's new. I'm not saying it'll be solved. I'm not saying it'll ever change. I'm just observing what I'm seeing and voicing my annoyance with it.
It doesn't matter what.
Why are you trying to start a fight with me over it?
Because you're because you're
the science.
You're saying it like it's just the be all and end all. No. This is crap. This is absolutely shit. It doesn't matter what. It doesnn't matter what the tool can do.
I'm not saying this shit. I'm just saying that I personally am not a fan of how people are using it.
Shit. People are shit. We're human.
No.
Congratulations.
Hey, what's the point? Why are you trying to start a fight with me?
Wait.
I feel like I'm being attacked out of nowhere here.
Fuck you, Jake. You're wrong.
Get us annoyed. The powers that be says we should stop. Okay.
Now, if you're don't get answer, I would like to tack something onto that of like a flip side, is that yes, while you sometimes you have to like you get a lot of the and I mean I get it too. Like I'll look at a video and it's like the same music or the same dance or this, and eventually I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with this meme for the week. At the same time, something that amazing that had come out of the duets and stuff like that is that it has made certain content so accessible. You have big stars like The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, all these people that put out these things, allow for duets, and you'll get like these little no-name content creating people that get to add to that, and they get to realize something they may not have ever been able to realize of a dream of theirs, where they get to actually like, it may not be direct collaboration, but they get to interact in a fashion with an entity they never got to before.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like there's both sides. I get where you say where like you do have to wade through, and that one duet may get a ton of the same recreations. But every once in a while, there's a real gem.
I said that in my answer is that the tool has amazing potential for people who like are actually producing something awesome. But I'm saying like that's maybe 1 in 10, 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 sometimes.
Yeah.
The same argument could be made for AO3.
It's true. It's true.
See, the thing about TikTok, and I this might just be me not understanding like the algorithms and all this shit with TikTok like I do for some other things and stuff, but it seems like with TikTok, you can put really anything out there and it can be randomly selected to go onto someone's For You page. Like it's really
YouTube.
Yeah, but I feel like
Twitch.
YouTube you can like sometimes predict like there's ways you can predict content being good content and like putting it out there and stuff, and you have more control with that. But with TikTok, it seems like you can put so much effort into, I mean, I guess that it is the same with YouTube sometimes, most of the time, but like with TikTok, it truly does feel like it's random sometimes, because with my experience with TikTok, I'll post something that has the same amount of effort put into it, and it could be the same video, just different times of the day that I post it, and one video will get over 1,000 views versus the same video could get 0. Like sometimes my videos will literally get 0, nobody will see it, and that's the thing I don't understand about TikTok, and it just doesn't make sense to me. But that could be just me not understanding it. And
oh no, it's the same. So go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm good.
I was gonna say I totally get that, because like so I browse it, like I use a browser to view mine because I want to actually be able to see things better. But like it's so weird because I have the creators that I follow, and like I've started TikTok because I saw one creator, Blue Eyed Darkness, and they were the first thing I followed. Like I created TikTok to follow them, and yet not a single one of their videos end up being on my For You page ever. It's like all the things I follow don't go on there. So the algorithm for that is a little bit weird.
Machine learning for you, actually.
Yeah.
It's not unlike Twitch. Where
that process.
most of the time when Twitch says, "Hey, here's something for you," it's something you've never seen before. It's a creator you've never done. It might not even be a game. It might even be a game you're not interested in, but is interest adjacent. It's kind of the downfall of machine learning. It's a downside of machine learning interfaces is that, there's all of this. Hey, this is nifty. Here's stuff that, based on what you watched, would be cool for you. But on the flip side, it ignores the stuff that you've already liked, which kind of defeats the purpose because it should still acknowledge the things that you've liked because that's the whole point. It's learning what you might want to watch based on what came before.
And
Yeah. On the other side of that is YouTube's algorithm, which is here's all the stuff that you like. Here's more of it. 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 And it's kind of like, that's great.
Right, but
thank
think
you.
about
But
it.
I want to
That's
step
what
outside
makes-
what I like for a second, please. I want to watch something
that's
else.
what makes YouTube
No, you don't.
so much more
It's more of it.
popular.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking from a UX perspective, we're able to find the things that we like much faster on YouTube because its machine learning interface immediately shows you, hey, here's what you like. Here's something from that same creator you haven't watched but you might like. Here and then, here's something else that might interest you way at the bottom. But the first things you see are the things that you like.
No, but the problem is it is nigh on impossible to break the algorithm into showing you
what the search
something
function is for,
completely
honey.
different. Yeah, no, even with the search function, it's hard.
I feel like
Whenever I put in a search for whatever, it always tries to line up, oh, this is what you're interested in at the top. And I have to, fuck off through like 4 or 5 pages of things before I actually get to what I'm searching for.
Yep. Well, going back to my answer, like everyone else said, and I was saying is like it's a low barrier of entry industry. Content creation is not very high, especially if you're just doing like Let's Plays or Twitch streams or whatever. It's very low barrier of entry because there are so many features that come with that are optional. Like you don't need a camera, you don't necessarily need like the best microphone ever. Like I got mine for $80, for example. That's $80. Like 30. Yeah, like $30 in Gypsy's case. It's like a very low barrier of entry, and everyone's doing it. And for the most part, it's
no one sounds if you sound like this, even.
Nice.
Exactly. But it's a whole lot
Sound
of
beautiful.
monkey see, monkey do, right? Especially 2012, 2013, 2014, and it didn't really get that way until what's his name got viral. PewDiePie, for example. A lot of that, and then 1,000 people came around, like 1 million people came around, started like monkey see, monkey do. They started trying to recreate that. They tried to catch lightning in a bottle twice. And it really made it difficult for anyone producing any sort of decent content to come through. So what is the future of content creation going to look like from my perspective? It's going to continue being like that, but because every industry has like a sort of culture to it, so it really depends a lot on what the culture and what the collective view on the industry is going to be like. And if most people realize like and things that we've been saying here, where it's saturated and a lot of things are happening, and especially when COVID hit, a lot of people tried to flock to it to try to keep the lights on in their house or food on the table or whatever. What that did was that not only did it sort of saturate the industry further, but it allowed people who did come through to feed their families and whatnot, and probably exposed them to something that they might have not realized before that they were good at, or that they had a talent for, or they now have a passion or and a love for. So it actually has improved the quality of people's lives, and I think that's an upside that most people should appreciate, because it was a game changer for a lot of people. So what is the future like? I say it depends on a number of things, but for the most part, it's going to be fairly similar unless there is some sort of drastic change almost overnight, kind of like with PewDiePie going viral, that just absolutely changes the face of the game.
One thing I have to add to like the whole like YouTube saturation thing, and what Phil was talking about, how like you have to, this is also a personal experience of mine, but with having to search, like you search for something specific and having to like scroll through all these like videos that are trash that you're not looking for, and to find the one thing that you're looking for is I used to do a thing on my channel for Twitch that would be it was spooky stream. So I would go and try to find scary videos or creepy videos or just unnerving weird shit that's on the internet to like react to and all that, and everyone would like a lot of people like that. Yeah. And I would do that through YouTube, and the issue that I found with like trying to find like back in like around like 2016 and stuff like that, and even before that, if you searched up like ghost sightings or like alien sightings or something like that, you would actually find some interesting videos and stuff. A lot of them were fake and all that, but like you would actually find something. But now if you search up like, for example, ghost sightings, all you will find are like the top 5 lists of like top 5 ghost sightings on the internet, blah 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 blah. Or so I mean, that happened, and I was like, fuck, well, how am I going to find these videos?
Clickbait's become rampant. I mean,
yeah,
no, it's not unlike Facebook's algorithms where they look, you know, they look at like what you purchase and what you browse at on the web.
Yeah,
you're right, Phil. They are very hard to break once machine learning is set. I mean, technically, it's still always learning, but it will always jump back to something that maybe you don't want to see. Like, no, a few years back, I was engaged, so there was a lot of time I spent looking at things like wedding oriented, and they still pop up on Facebook every now and then I want to punch Facebook in the face.
Fuck you, Facebook.
As, you know, I really don't need to look at wedding dresses anymore, do I? No.
Could you not? Yeah.
After a few years, machine learning would learn like these specific social things would be like, okay, well, we need to stop after a couple of years of this because most people, when they get engaged, they either are, they're no longer engaged after a couple of years, either married or not with the person anymore. Like you think that would be a part of it, but it's not.
But it's not unlike Facebook has had issues in the past where when someone dies, you know, that they'll continue to, you know, bring them up. Or, you know, if you no longer are friends with somebody, they can still show up in your memories. So, like, every now and then, there will be images of my ex that pop up in my Facebook memories, and I sit there and I'm like, go fuck yourself, Facebook.
Yep, I know.
I mean, there is
I know
a good feature where you can block those dates out, but it can become very tedious.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
If you want to see the other
becomes
memories,
tedious
you
when
just don't want to.
had 6 years of your life with someone that's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
God.
I just started accepting
I
it.
get
I'm
that
just like,
reference, Phil. I get you.
I consider those my emo days.
Yeah, I mean, and then you know, like Jaden was mentioning, we
15
also have
years
this
with you and I. Fuck you.
We have this, you know, this insurgence of clickbait. That instead of looking for the content that we want, we then get shoved down our throat. Oh, look, here's 5 instances of this shit happening.
Yeah, it's like I want to see
like,
the original content. But see, the thing that I found that could fix that issue, the one for that specific issue with like horror stuff, is I would go to you know how you could do like the filters and stuff for what content you're trying to find and all that. I would go to playlists, created playlists that people made of this creepy content and shit. And the issue that I found out with that is that a bunch of people will make these playlists and stuff, but a lot of these playlists are like copy and paste versions of each other, and they have less and less of that content than the top one that you would find, and you still can't find any of this like unseen shit. Like you can't filter out, there's no good way to filter out the shit that you actually want to find to the shit that you've already seen before, you know. And I still have run into that issue, and that's why for like horror stuff I was thinking about trying to learn how to use Reddit and do all that shit, but I don't really have the patience to go and do that. Reddit's
actually pretty easy.
Yeah, I just need to figure out how to get to like the deep parts of Reddit where you find some like weird where you find all the horror shit that's actually scary.
I wouldn't know. So much to at least a couple people's here surprise, I've never actually been to Reddit. So I
have been to Reddit 50/50. Do not go there, my friend.
I've never been to Reddit. Like you think I would have been to Reddit? I've never been to Reddit.
But I don't think I've ever. No, the only time I ever posted to Reddit was to find people to take a survey. That's it.
No.
Yep.
I'm on Cats Who Yell. My favorite subreddit.
I like the one where it's There's one
Talk Reddit
dedicated.
on the-
There's a subreddit dedicated to bread stapled to trees, and I think that one's really good.
I know that
I like
there
that
was
one a lot.
a subreddit that was dedicated to Thanos and the Avengers, and that at one point they randomly deleted half their members.
bread stapled
in
to
honor of the
trees.
snap.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
That wouldn't surprise me.
It's a real thing. Or there's
Speaking
one
like horror and paranormal videos from clickbaity videos from 2015, 2016. Since I have done paranormal investigating and such, I have a gift. This should just spark the memories of everybody here in chat watching, etc. Come in here, Fredbert. We need you.
Wait. Oh, I fucking love this. I love this. Me and my friend meme on this fucking song, and my buddy wants me to make this song my outro just for the shits and giggles of it. Fuck, no, I have to do it. Shit. Oh my god. No, I'm turning this down. Get out of here. Get out of here. The gamer national anthem.
One.
Yes.
Every single one had to have this song. Don't ask me why. I don't know if it's because it's public domain.
It's not quite paranormal stuff, but it definitely it's a video that I've seen a couple times. It's a chill down your spine. It's an anime, a little anime short called Kakurenbo.
Yeah.
It's creepy as fuck.
Okay.
One of the other things that I found on Reddit, one of my buddies actually showed me on Reddit that I thought was really funny is one about psychedelics, and it's people who are like, dude, look at how trippy my hand is, and they'll take a picture of it and put it on the Reddit, and their hand just looks normal to everyone else, and they're like, dude, no way, and it's like, bruh, you're an idiot. What the fuck?
That's awesome. That's awesome. But that's actually a good suggestion for a discussion point on our next podcast. We could talk Reddit. We could talk the paranormal, things we've seen, things we've heard from others that they have seen, or talk about just the supernatural in general, or how much we don't buy into that shit.
I have a ghost story.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Well, we all have ghost stories, I guess. But we could talk about that next podcast, because currently we are running at 2 hours 45 minutes, which is 45 minutes longer than the maximum time I wanted to talk about shit.
Well, I mean,
It's
half of it was
us.
YouTube bullshitting
It
and
was fun.
arguing. So
Yeah.
I mean,
It was fun.
now we need
That's what I was
to
expecting.
get Frosty into a game of Among Us.
Among Us. No.
That's a good plan for next for Friday. On Friday I will go ahead and organize people for Among Us on Friday.
Fuck yeah.
Assuming that your game doesn't shit out, or your streaming doesn't shit out on you again, Jake.
Yeah, I know. Right? Found out what the problem was is I had Steam open and it was downloading something. So
Oh,
That's what I
man.
yep,
That's
what
gonna do
happened last
it.
time. But I do still have the recorded footage, and I have over 2 hours of that. So I mean, we have plenty of footage to work on for our next video. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
So that should mark the end of today's podcast. So I have it written down here in my list. Thank guests. What does that
Thank the
mean?
guests?
Right. Gypsy and Frosty. Thank you for
You're
tagging along.
welcome.
You guys are absolutely fantastic. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sitting down with chuckle fucks like me and Phil for so long. Phil is this direction. My bad.
well, you're flipped in
No,
Discord,
your
so it's really
cameras.
weird.
The cameras are all opposite. So if I'm
So-
like,
Phil,
If I'm
successful first
pointing-
podcast, high five.
no, you're pointing at me now.
No,
Oh,
point at
bam.
Phil. Shut up. It's important as to what on the
Oh,
screen.
Jake,
Jaden's
You're
that way
pointing
on the
at
stream.
Yeah, no, you're. Everyone is
oh, 'cause you
opposite. Yeah, there you
flipped it,
go.
I see.
No,
No,
that-
No,
fuck
I'm
it. I don't.
proper on stream.
We don't know our directions. Have y'all seen us try and navigate
Phil?
space? We don't know our directions.
Put your
It's
fist
the opposite
forward.
of what you would see on your camera. What you would see on your camera, it's the
There you
opposite.
go,
of
yeah.
Jake.
Okay,
That'll
there you
do it.
go. Good, good.
That'll do it.
I stole that high five from you, Phil.
Frosty.
Oh, no, other way would be me. Oh, yeah,
not on
now
the
you guys got it.
Okay, so I gotta be over here when I
Bam.
5 Kayla.
No, you're below me, Gypsy. So
So,
The boat guy, high
I was
five.
gonna say
You'll have the other way.
it's not working. This is a terrible idea. I regret everything about this. But yeah,
Thank you for having me.
The other side, Caleb.
What's
you,
the
Fuck you.
It's a story.
all of
Man
you.
named Brady.
Oh my god.